Okay, guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully that should be coming through. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. That's coming through. Let's get Cammy involved. Oh. But yeah, shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone, everyone in the chat. Sean is there. That's the wrong thing on the screen yet again. Okay, you guys can hear us. Cool. Um, right, I'm just gonna grab a quick drink. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay. Uh, uh, we'll get Cammy involved, and then we'll get into it. Hang on, is he trying to get involved? No. Let me check the comments as well. Who's in the comments? We've got 12 watching already. So shout out to everyone that was watching. Like Sean actually pointed this out that we had like 40 people watching, which I know isn't much in this Twitch a day world, but for Battle Rap Resume, it was pretty exciting. So let's get my guy in here as well. Cam, can I hear you? Cam?
I'm here.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Oh,
Am I here?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Hang on. Can you see me?
I'm here.
Yeah. Can you see me?
I, can you hear me? I can't hear. Again!
Oh,
Stupid thing.
yeah, weird. Can
Mute, unmute.
you hear me? Test. Let me.
I don't know what to do this time.
No, hang on. Let me just check. Can you hear me now? I'm just gonna switch. That's the wrong thing to do.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Few technical issues here, people, but we'll get through it.
I'm an idiot.
Yo.
I had my earphones connected.
Oh, you sound good now. No, you sound great now. Um,
Hey,
how you doing, my guy? How's it going?
fuck, man. What a day it's been.
It has been crazy, and I do want to respond to that. I think we should just almost just get into it, really. Because we are obviously live streaming in that. So um I guess I'll start as well from 25.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I
Is
do
this
want to
are we
do a
on
little bit
YouTube
of
now?
sorry, dude, what'd you say?
Are we on YouTube now?
We are. Yeah, we got
Hey,
so shout out to everyone watching. We've got 16 in the live. So
hey.
I was just saying before, yeah, we had obviously like 40 odd yesterday, and that was awesome. So spread the word. Oh fuck, that actually reminds me. Let me just share it. That would probably help. But yeah, so basically, structure wise, I'll introduce it.
Mhm.
We can react a little bit to kind of the aftermath. You
Yeah,
know, and then yeah, just go from 25 down.
just as we've done.
Just yeah, just we we established a format. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the streaming thing there.
Yeah, jeez.
All right.
I've got my list of the ones of that I thought you would have put your name down. So
Oh
I'll
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
we'll do
Yeah,
that at the
brief.
end.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
want to
think
hear that.
it was like nine. I thought it was 10, but it was nine. But
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Okay, let me just send out this tweet. Uh,
God, God, there had been some uproar, eh?
this is what
Some like proper. Whew.
I mean, like
You know.
we've not even finished it though.
I know we're halfway
I
through.
feel like this will be a less salty end. Pause.
Yeah, yeah. That's a crazy pause. Like, yeah, this has to be like. I think I don't know if people are watching it thinking it's gonna be more controversial. I feel like that the most of that has passed, but we'll see how we get on with this because I've seen a few things said by a few people that I've not got on my list, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
and I want to respond and ask questions, but then I realize I don't want to spoil my list, so I'm like, I'm watching,
yeah,
and
yeah.
but man, it's just there's a lot of people saying absolutes. This has to be this. And it's like it doesn't
Sure.
have to be.
Can you hear me okay on this, by the way? Can you hear me
Yeah,
okay?
I hear you. I hear
All
you
right.
really well,
All
really
right.
clear.
So yeah, I think we're ready. I've just posted it. Are you ready to go, dude?
I think I'm ready.
All right, actually, let me just pour this Diet Coke into this Welsh whiskey. That's what I've got here.
Nice.
So, very classy.
That's how you do it, man.
What are you rocking? Just on the beer or
So I'm on a Stella Artois, but like I'm only two, and then I've got just a big fuck off bottle of juice because I'm working tomorrow morning. So,
right, right,
but
right, right, right.
hydrated and not be too
Yeah.
pissed.
No. I hear you. I got work as well. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to everyone in the chat at the moment as well. So I will keep an eye on it. We've got 12 watching at the moment.
Nice.
So oh no, sorry, we got 23. Sorry, just reloaded. So yeah, everyone's looking forward to it. So
Oh yeah,
drop your reactions in the comments. As we had yesterday, we had
yeah.
loads of hilarious roasting and shit like that, and that's what I want to encourage. I
Uh
really
huh.
want you to flame my opinions like I do because I have a defect. I have a personality defect, Cam, where I enjoy taking the piss out of people, but I also enjoy having the piss taken out of me. Like,
Uh,
I respect the art, so definitely do that with this list. But should we get it?
that explains a thing or two. Like,
Right, of course. Of course, of course. Um, so yeah, are you ready to go, man?
yeah, man,
All
I'm
right.
ready. I'm
All right.
ready.
Oh. Hey everyone, it's Tom here, back with part two less than 24 hours after we did the first half of this giant countdown of the top 50 battlers in UKBR history. These are very personal lists, as you've learned when you listened to yesterday's 3 hour extravaganza, where we just explored the whole history of this thing.
Oof.
And we definitely said, I definitely was at pains to say at the start, these will offend people. We probably shouldn't do this. Pandora's box, I think I invoked there.
Yeah.
And just even in the immediate blast radius, It is wild out there right now.
So I'm cackling because it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. It's been so funny. The pandemonium has been great. I fucking love it.
Level. Yeah, it is. It is. It's
But,
wonderful, really, to behold.
and I love the people putting out lists and then going, "Oh wait, this is actually really hard." Because you actually have to give definite numbers. Like, I love it. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
Well, and like you say, one of the things that I've really liked is people have been doing their own lists. Mav did his own list. We just saw, I think, a few others. People have sent in like their top 25 in anticipation of us doing this. So, yeah, and that's what we want, really. I think if you're watching this and you enjoy it, just do your list. Let's see who gets there for you. Let's see where we echo each other. It's an amorphous thing. But yeah, just before we get to the lists, email me, battleratresume@gmail.com. I'm trying to do more with the channel, as I think you guys can tell. I've sort of got a little bit of a new setup. Like, again, it's not going to be full time or anything, but these sort of things are what I really like to do. Like, with the greatest respect to Champion of the Year, I don't want to interview them for 2 hours. I don't really care about doing that. I just want to just be a fan and just do this sort of stuff. So, and it's funny. Someone got in contact with me just before the show. I sent you the message. I don't want to reveal it here, but UKBR royalty, and he was like, "Let's do this as a top 50 idea in UKBR." And I was like, "So there's more coming." So battleratresume@gmail.com, get in touch with me there. Go back to the archive. We've just got so many episodes. So you guys know how this works. You guys remember how this works from yesterday. I'm sure maybe you was rewatching this, and so we are now at the 25 mark. We are now.
Before we start, I do have to say, if a part of the discourse from yesterday, I think one of the funniest things I've seen is the fact that it was kind of almost like watch parties happening, where people were together watching it.
Oh my god, yeah!
Like
I can't imagine. Box Park is probably rented right now. Like,
Black Tea was hilarious. He's like, "Who's battle rap? Who's battle rap? Who's me? Who's he?" Fuck it, I couldn't believe.
Yeah, like
killing me.
That was great.
Yeah, I just love that idea. Shout out to them and shout out everyone, man.
Definitely.
Just enjoy this, and you can cook us for it. But just that idea as well is so alien to me. Just brilliant.
Yeah. And I think on the whole, people do appreciate it. Like, we've seen titans like Gem and Quill sort of, I know they're eager for their spot, of course. Naturally, you would be. But the spirit in which we're doing this is for fun. Is to have a laugh, really. And I mean, another thing we'll have to mention as well, maybe at the end of the episode, is obviously we left the live stream up, the whole time. So people have gone back and watched it over the last, 24 hours or so. Loads of comments. Loads of comments, like loads of people disagreeing, loads of people putting forth. So yeah, I want to respond to a few of those as well as we go through and encourage future ones if you're watching this in the past one as well. Shout out to everyone on the live stream also. Who is tuned in. It's are we the new battle rap phenomenon? Yes we are. God. I will say that, but it's just fun to do. It's a fun way of looking at the thing. And I'm just actually prepping the graphic very unprofessionally here as we go through. So what I want to do actually briefly, in all seriousness, is to just get up the pass list from yesterday. And how have you slept with it? Like, is it pause? Has it been one of these things that you really kind of ruminated over, or is there a sense of abandon? You've done this list, and so be it.
You know what? I think I go. I continue to get drunk later on for the night, and you know what? I had to be honest. I have no real regret for it. Like, there's a bit of double L needed to fit somewhere, but apart from that, I think this. My list in particular, I'm pretty happy with, as it's going on, and I love hearing your list as well. Just the, I don't think there's anything to that I went to bed and went, oh, I should have put this person, should have done that, should have done this. I think collectively we are considering everything. I know it's also to do our own personal opinions and whatnot, but there's so much being covered in UK Battle Rap in a specific moment now, that it feels good that we're getting across almost all the bases.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kick off with number 25. I felt compelled to include this guy, actually. Even when I was putting together this list in the early days, I was like, of course I'm going to include this guy. Like, this guy, again, I feel like some people might encounter him as brash, which he can be, and quite uncouth. but he's also incredibly engaging and skillful and just kind of quite graceful in an odd way and explorative. He's Scouse and he's called Innuendo.
Oh, oh, Innuendo didn't make the chopping block.
Well, Innuendo's on 25, so
Yeah,
Innuendo's
so
part of day two.
he's got on yours. He's not on mine at all.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's interesting. That's
yeah,
interesting.
like,
They
I think
wouldn't even, yeah.
you know what, and Innuendo did have an impact in the like the prime don't flop. The you know the his mark is remaining in UK battle rap. I think this sounds a bit coarse. The battles themselves, some of them were good, some of them weren't. Like I didn't feel the most entertained by his battles.
I
Like I
feel like his
knew they were
second phase was
impactful.
very good. I feel like
Sorry,
his sort of comeback run, I thought was maybe what got him here for me and
right?
his
Okay,
historical importance. But I mean,
yeah.
he battled Luigiano for God's sake. Like,
Hey, Luigi, here, shout out Luigiano. That's my boy. He's the GOAT.
oh yeah, yeah, Chad Luigiano.
Absolutely. What a guy. Yeah, but you know what? With Innuendo, I mean, you kind of, Scouse, yeah?
Hmm.
Because because he was close with O'Shea, and then there was that bit of drama in the middle, and it kind of made things weird, and it was just a whole thing with him. But good rapper completely, just someone that when I was going back and watching his battles,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I wanted to stay to watch them. I got the idea of what I was seeing.
Okay,
You
that's
know?
interesting. Yeah, and I know his style may rub people the wrong way or whatever, but I don't know. I quite enjoyed that run, as I say. But
Yeah.
Innuendo was, yeah, again, kind of a choice pick
Yeah, I respect that.
may
I,
upset the masses. But your 25th, please, Cam.
so 25th, as I was saying at the end of yesterday, these two were a total conflict. They could have swapped.
Hmm.
Like if you asked me this 2 days ago, they probably were swapped. The days 25th for me is Frankie Frazier.
Right.
Frankie is my
Okay.
25th. I think because I get to a point in my list where I have to sit and go, right, who are the peers that this person is with? And I felt like Koji fit good with Tally, Frankie Frazier, and the next person or two. You know, the kind
Hmm.
of groups are starting to form in the peers, and I felt that was quite a almost organic way of setting up the list. And with Frankie, for me, I think Frankie's quite an innovative style in UK battle rap. Like, yes, we can say that he had the best performances at times at the early point, the ghostwriter. But I always call it like the second punch, and I'll use the one kind of the old thesaurus way of rapping, whereas getting better with time, like a cellar of wine, where it's
Mm.
the immediate rhyme after.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
he's quite innovative in that style that a lot of people followed afterwards.
Mm.
Like as a specific style, it's something that I've always noticed with Frankie. It's the
Yeah. The
immediate rhyme
that
thing.
like that Amy Winehouse bar, right?
Yeah,
So good.
like so he just always had that style for me that I've went, oh, it's something. And why you'd see there was a lot of respect for Bender and whatnot and his style, and we as UK battle rap appreciate the writing. So I felt 25th was fair for me with him because I struggled to pick between him and Koji initially.
Mm. Mm.
I
Well,
just struggled.
Koj is my pick for 24, actually.
Mm.
Koj does kind of reach the sort of higher heights, as it were. Because, like we said, it is rarefied air to be in the top 50. So I guess to be in the top
Yeah,
25 is like, the temple on the hill of Mount Olympus or whatever. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, Koj is such a complete battler that just
yes.
unfortunately, maybe at the higher, just when he really has to do something like with Mike P or like, whatever with Bizzo, there can be flaws there, but he is such an enjoyable, skillful battler to watch. I mean,
Yeah.
the one a day till 100K, right? Which you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned prior, you
Absolutely.
mentioned yesterday, you using it on your channel or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the guy has so many feathers to his. In fact, he's a great Smash Brothers player that we both know firsthand.
Oh
He's
yeah.
bodied both of us. I'm a Pac-Man
Oh
main,
yeah.
and yeah, but I
Oh,
don't
don't
know.
remind me.
Yeah,
Don't remind me.
but he got good very fast. I mean, he was good anyway. But then you had like, the Danny Jack battle and the Shocks battle and whatnot, where he just really proved levels. And he's continued to do that. He's put, incredible weight, literally and
Mhm.
figuratively, on his back, premier battles and stuff. Like he's really kind of carried that in certain ways. So yeah, Kojak 24. Kojak 24. I
Yeah,
think he's an amazing
that's
battler.
respectable for sure, and I'm glad that he's where he's at with you because that's a really good placement for him.
Yeah.
My 24th is Big K. Oh no, sorry, Chris Lee's.
Oh, okay. Chrissy. Yeah. Good to see that he makes both lists. Good to
Yeah.
see. That's
Yeah,
actually
man.
quite a nice little accolade, weirdly. But
Like,
Chrissy
yeah,
Lee's, yeah.
so Chris Lee's is there. I think, as we said before, Chris Lee's was a real villain, a real
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. And there was not many people that were successfully doing the fastest style rapping like he was. And that was more of a King of
No.
the Dog style. But for him, he was just at people all the time. And whether it was friends or anything like that, he was willing to go the next level always. Had a relatively close battle with Tony D for that title match.
Oh no, I remember seeing him storm out of the building afterwards after
Because
the
he felt
decision.
he won.
I think yeah. Obviously, he felt he won. Maybe he did. It was close,
Like,
but
I
Tony has
remember
one of
that
the
being
greatest
good.
wire bars ever in it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
um,
Like,
but
Tony D was
Chrissy
great.
Lee's, Chrissy Lee's is
So,
good there.
yeah, I'd at least say with Chrissy Lee's being there, just like again, the character played was so influential to be I'm competitive, fuck the lot of you, because there was a point where it was becoming nicey a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew you weren't getting nice shit with him. So I respected that a lot from Chris Lee's. And as I said before, I think the attitudes, the like the only comparison to Big K and whatnot, realistically was just the attitude defense in battle. But like I said, just a great battle rapper in general.
No, he was, and like we said, he has these he has these moments where he just becomes heel and
Mm-hmm.
becomes very hateable and becomes like, are you going to side with Bowser or whatever? But I was just thinking of what's his worst moments. Like, what like I need to make a compilation. I say worst in inverted commas because it's a rare type of battle rap where like
Uh-huh.
I'm just a belligerent asshole to you. And I was thinking of the
Yeah.
cystic battle with Bam, which obviously they won, by the way. That's one of
Yes.
the great Don't Flop robberies, and we have done an episode on Don't Flop robberies. I'm fairly sure it's like
Ooh,
2017 when I was just doing an episode every day or whatever. But
that's a
go
great
back and
one.
listen to that, and we definitely mentioned that. And if you remember, Lisa's clowning on Cystic's, boring style. And he's
Uh-huh.
looking at his face. He says, like, it's called Don't Flop Entertainment. So fucking entertain them. Like he proper screeches
Yeah.
it. Like
God.
so um
And you would say that 2-on-2 for like other awful things being said, like the level of personals and disrespect. Like a lot of that, like is the both of them, Yunnan and Chris, but that is such a defining moment. Even MA pouring the alcohol in
yeah,
as a judge, I'm sure he
that
didn't judge
was
another battle after that. Like coming out, it's over, walk away, like trying to push them off the stage. Fucking nuts. I like it. Chris Lee is a great, like that can never be underrated. And
yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
that we
no.
both did have him in the list somewhere. I know a lot of people were saying they needed them somewhere.
Yeah, he was always going to be in the list for me. He was
Mm-hmm.
always going to be in the list. Like,
Yeah,
and
me too.
I need to, I need to do a deep dive on Lise, I think, because I did have him
Uh-huh.
on the show. If I remember, it was a shorter episode. I think it was only like an hour or so, but I think it was good. But I need to go back. But shout out to the chat, by the way. Quill and Sean Cray pointed out there was no number 22. So I've just inserted a number 22. So just so we don't miss that battle, whoever it was going to be for us. But
They're on our ass.
so
Jeez, they are on our ass. Make sure all the numbers are there. Ain't
all
miss
the
a
numbers are there.
spot.
So number 23, and I think this is going to happen more and more as we go through the list, Cam, is someone that you've mentioned before. You
Mm-hmm.
actually had him at number 30. Tenshu for me is 23.
Ah, okay.
I think on pure ability, both like the mastery command of battle rap that he has. Again, it's the 2-on-2s that carry a lot of weight. The combat wasn't extraordinary. But battles like the big cannon battle, for example, and all the kind of freestyle stuff that he's continued to do. Just in terms of how much I enjoy his style and kind of respect what he can do. I had to put Tenshu there at number 23.
Yeah. That's not a bad spot, but that's kind of the like understanding his impact in battle rap at the time. Like he was, if I'm correct in saying, because we're trying to look back on it a bit more
Mhm.
after, yesterday. Like he was sought after by a lot of internationals. Like kind of before, like the big cannon came out for him for a reason. Like, and at the time, Big Cannon was a big battle rapper too, just coming off of Home 2 and having that what is it, the hockey rebuttal. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
just come out from that to then come and do the battle. Like Tenshu was sought after. So
What is that bar?
I can't remember the name of the hockey
Yeah,
player, but is it, I'm a shooter when I'm masked up,
masked
like
up.
because
Yeah.
the guy used to wear a mask, like because he had I don't know if he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was a whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a shooter because I'm masked up, and then I
Yeah,
just
oh, yeah,
can't
no, I
remember.
remember I just don't remember the exact, but yeah. I mean,
My 23. Um, now this the position is because of the we can consider the last 3 to 4 years absolute stellar work, but there's a lot more behind that wasn't the best. It was this man was close to retiring and
mm,
leave completely because it was just he wasn't getting that respect. And now he's the most respected, probably top three most respected. My 23 is Bizzle Bond.
mm, yeah,
Bizzle Bond is 23. And the
yeah,
last 3 to 4 years, incredible, incredible, incredible. There's nothing, he's
39.
beyond clear. I just have to go back and all the don't flop extra battles. I go back to Kid Verbal in particular, like
Hmm.
all of these lower card battles that
His
he
battle
had.
versus Sleepy is oddly quite good.
Yeah,
Like,
he was good back then. He just wasn't getting
he
the
was,
respect.
he
Like
was quite good.
Bizzo versus Tally is one I like is one I always have in my memory about. Tally's magic, and Tally, the
Hmm.
Tally. Like he was cooking Tally at that time. But it's just the way, if I have to consider everything, I then have to deduct a good amount off. Like the last 4 years, incredible. There is another 5 years behind that, 6 years that wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
So but that just shows how good his last years now
Well, that's
are
the
and
thing.
where he is
You'd rather
nowadays.
it be that direction of history than, the deterioration. So
Yeah.
I've not, but yeah, I think 23, it's testament to how great he is. It really is, because I'm not disputing it. Like, he has risen through the ranks, like a knife through butter,
Yeah,
hasn't he? But it just kind of, he was there for the perfect time. Premier Battles needed someone as
it
well.
did.
Like, so it just all kind of fell together. But okay,
You
so
have to believe, Tom. You have to believe the power of battle rap. It's a story.
and we've seen the good and bad side of battle rap
Oh, I
throughout this.
know,
I
I
think
know.
maybe this might have been indulging people, but yeah, I had him at 39. You had him at 23. That's Bizzo Bond. So
Yeah.
22 is someone that you had a lot higher, and
Okay.
someone that you made sure to prepare me for, because you knew it was going to be painful to
Okay.
hear that you had them. I think it was 40, wasn't it? Yes, it was
Yeah,
40.
yeah.
Well, I had Rivers. You had Pamphlet, who's my 22nd pick.
Oh, pamphlet, pamphlet, pamphlet. Break it down to me. Tell me the importance of pamphlet.
Um, for me personally, I'm just enamored with his kind of end of the pier, multi, like muscle bound sort of cultural savant, like his persona. I really enjoy his kind of road
Mm,
dog nature as well. I think he came from those, he came from forums, I believe. I think he battled Ahab first of all, the guy with one arm. I don't know if you recall that guy, but that was like some jump off
yeah.
thing. But yeah, obviously, he didn't really soar in Don't Flop, did he? To be fair,
Mm.
like he was there a lot when it was big, but I feel like even when he battled on the biggest events, like when he battled on like, was it what was it, To the Test? No, it was like Set the Standard or something. Where I think, who did he battle? Seuss, maybe. Again, I'm sort of stumbling here a little bit with that,
Oh,
but
is that the one where it was
let me look that up.
Mark Grist and St. Azrai?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, was it Sensa and Yunnan, or did that was Sensa and O'Shea?
Center and O'Shea, the title match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see that crowd. It's the dark. It's like the curtains in the corners, kind of the orange light, dark looking battles.
yeah. It was. I mean, he was there when the thumbnail was the logo, and two
Yeah.
guys facing each other, like slightly too close to them, so it's kind of weird. But like, it's always a very cool, iconic thumbnail design. I love it. But but yeah, I think Pammy for me again, I can't like point to maybe massive achievements, but I think he's someone that's returned, someone that's been appreciated, someone that kind of plows that furrow of slightly
Yeah.
kind of abstract, absurd sort of, here's where's this multi going to take me kind of thing. Um, and yeah, it's a certain style of humor, definitely. And I think it can be an acquired taste, but I've got Pamphlet at 22. I think because he really makes me laugh, actually, and I
Yeah,
just kind of admire that about him, and he's completely unique, really, in that regard.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, shout out
Absolutely.
to Pamphlet, who I mean, he's had 78 battles, so
28. Well, is that the jump off stuff
I
as
mean,
well?
there's going to be a few freestyle ones,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of rounds in there. There's a lot of rounds in
Yeah.
there. So, um,
28.
Pam's 22. Who's your 22?
So my 22 here, and I hope this 22, this will sound a bit wild, but
Mm.
it will with the rest of the bunch that he is in, and I've had to consider that he's not quite the he is a part of it, but he's not like the main one. There is a little distinction between the two in tiers. 22 is Marlow.
Oh,
Mar-
okay. We're doing
Marlow
this.
is
Yeah.
22. And the reason for Marvel being 22 is you have like the Shuffle T
Mm-hmm.
who has then become critical acclaim
No,
and
yeah, it's not.
he gone clear, took on Shotty Horror, is like one of those legend killer types now at this point, like a Harry Baker return, and
Mm-hmm.
you everyone goes back to Shuffle T for concepts,
Yeah.
writing, and of a lot of the big stuff, and we do have him as such a pro tier, and that's not to say that Marlowe isn't very similar in that regard. It's for me, Marlowe is kind of been the second man. He has great battles, but he is kind of the second man. That's the dynamic of the duo, and
Yeah,
it'll
it
kind
is.
of
It is.
resonate a bit in the one-on-one battles too, whether it was Marlowe versus Pedro, Marlowe, Danny Jack, Marlowe, Deadman. It kind of there's a little bit where that second man comes across. It is unfortunate, but
Forgot he
it's
battled Dead Man. Sorry.
yeah,
Oh
and
my
yeah,
god.
at the bunker, I had to go back on that too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that their dynamic being so good kind of affects the one-on-one, but
Mm.
Marlowe is a great, and Marlowe is likely to win almost all battles that he's in because he's clever. It's just when you're looking at the rest of the list, because we start getting to legend status real soon,
Me too.
that it kind of who fits in just before, who fits in just after that legend status era. So Marlowe is just off that now before coming into top 20, coming into top 15s and whatnot.
I understand him being at that threshold. I do actually. You won't be surprised that he's a little later in my list, but we
Of
we
course,
we
of
will reach
course.
Marlowe when we do. But yeah, I mean, I've got a lot to say about Marlowe, but I
Yeah.
do think he's one of the most naturally hysterical battlers going. I think his timing is extraordinary. I think that manic quality that he kind of imbues his battles with, that like exasperated flavor, I really appreciate it. And I think
Yeah. The comedic timing.
the timing is outstanding. Yeah.
Timing is
So
on point with him.
yeah,
That's one thing he may have over Shuffle T, his timing when it comes to greater
Paul's
flip.
timing's pretty good. Like,
I know, but that may be one thing that he might have greater
yeah,
flip
more
in the
gentlemanly,
way that,
maybe.
as you say, he gets so manic and then just stops
Hmm.
because to get the last point off where Shuffle is a bit more fluent, like Marlowe can get a bit erratic, pause, and then come back, and you're still in tune with him because he's so good at his timing. That may be the one thing. But that being said, I think we'll get on the next one before I get cooked anymore because I know
No,
that one
that's.
have my toes on the fire.
I think there's a lot of like, we'll do the list, and a lot of it will be similar-ish, the same.
Mm,
Like we sort of put DK within whatever, touching, whatever Tenji's here.
yeah,
But yeah, Marlowe at 22 is. I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
Maybe not as it unfolds. But let us know in the live stream. Let us know in the comments as we work our way through. So 21 for me, um, is a guy that really, at his best, can exhibit a kind of fluid, mercurial style of battle rap that is kind of lethal and layered and stylish.
Mhm.
This guy is not averse to props. This guy is not averse to kind of concept rounds. This guy
Okay.
likes to play with battle rap, but he's just got very solid fundamentals, a, a ton of amazing battles. He's traveled widely as well. 21 is Quill.
Quill before 20. Okay.
You had Marlowe.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No, it's all
So
good.
I've got a feeling if wherever you have Marlowe, I'd probably have Quill somewhere in that area. Just
Right,
like,
right.
I think
But
the little
yeah,
turnaround
Quill.
there. I would say, and I'm told like to be honest, like I know I'm probably the wrong person to give Quill all the props after I put him at eighth for Battler of the Year for 2023, and I still kind of stand by that. But I would say that Quill is probably one of the most dangerous battle rappers right now
Yeah.
for anyone to take. And that being said, Marlowe may have beat Quill, but Quill having the explosive first round, and I think that Quill is such a now we've got Quill who's really in battle rap. There was a point where I want to say 2017, 2019, where it was like, or maybe to 2020, where it was like, oh, I'll do a one rounder, I'll do this concept, I'll do that, where we really just wanted to see him really battle people, really attack. And Quill versus Hall was happening, man. Like, that's going to be wild. Like, I believe Quill will win, but that's going to be a wild one. But when you consider what matches he could have had in that time where he was like Blizzard, that Blizzard situation was never great. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that wasn't a great look really. And there is little things that you can look at and go, oh, maybe this. So I see why he's there. I just skill wise for me, I think he beats almost everyone. He is one of the best to me personally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So why is he there for you?
Well, I'm still ranking him 21st. Like we've went for a lot of battle rappers to get to this point, So I think at this aspect of this list, it just comes down to who really appeals to us on our deepest level, I guess. And it's just some arbitrary ranking. Like I really could have higher or whoever higher, But yeah, just the next 20 people that I'm going to name, I like more than Quill.
Oh, okay.
No, but when I say like, it's not a personal attack against Quill, and I'm just saying like the concept of Quill as a battler. Just you can just tell. Oh, I like this TV show more than this one.
Yeah.
And again, it's worse. It's just
preferences. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. My 21 then.
Yes, please.
My 21. I don't know if there'll be flack from it, but is a legend. Has been around for a long time. Has hosted battles, has been in good battles, just in this era, in the criteria that I've set to be where our modern standard of battle rap begins. The very, I would say the start of it, the first Don't Flop event, that kind of 08, 09, what we know as battle rap. I know this guy put work before and has put work in since. My 21 is Respect BA. A Scottish man.
Yeah.
Like Respect BA is just I want more battles from him. I know he's just battled Real Deal. A good battle for him there. Like I think I remember that being just a good back and forth. Beat Sirius Jones. One of those things for him. He was only coming out for the big battles, but I just wish that he had a few more throughout the years because it just felt big gaps. But it shows in the Real Deal battle that he hasn't really missed a trick. Like he still Respect BA. I just wanted a bit more from him in general. Like not being around for 4 years and coming back, not being there for 2, 3, coming back, and there's big cards that Respect BA missed out on that he could have been. The birthdays I think of, and summer standards, and and a lot of the Premier Battle events that were going on, he missed out on, and he could have easily been on these plates with internationals if he wanted it. I just would have wanted him to push himself forward to do them.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I completely concur. And yes, BA of course is on my list as well. So I have him a little lower. So 20 for me. This guy again flat out did not battle enough. And certainly didn't have enough solo battles. But I think his quality always shone through. A kind of unique talent who, in my eyes, probably wrote the greatest song ever written by a UK battle rapper.
Okay.
The song I'm referring to is The Homies by C Major.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's number 20 for me.
Please link that to me. Please link that to me.
Oh
I'll
yeah, no,
check
that you don't know that. That's an anthem,
You know,
but
you know what? I feel like it's probably been at the start of a battle or something like that, and I've
yeah,
not.
no, I'm sure, but it's unbelievably well constructed. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
2016 it came out. It's just classic whenever I get it in the shuffle rotation. So, but we'll get to shuffle soon. But C major, number
Mhm.
20 for me. What's your thoughts on that?
So, C major at 20. C major is a great. Like that's they can't say anything else than that. That he needed more battles. Like he really, really needed more battles. And my person in 20 is very fitting for that, and we'll get to that in a second. But C major, just I think his style aged well. And at the time, he was fighting a narrative where people were rapping for a reaction, where he was rapping at the person. And which is why when C major and Soul happened, it was such a great battle. Even though I think Soul won 3-0, even with the little choke stumble that he had, like C major style, it was so anticipated because they were great writers.
Fuck you and your bagpipes, like.
Oh yeah, exactly. God, that's a great battle. I always think
it
that
is. Actually, I listened to that battle the other day.
I
Yeah,
don't remember the French bar, but it had some sort of French je ne sais quoi bar that ended up like doing some sort of double entendre in French, which was incredible. His style, he was fighting a narrative against a style that was no longer cool to do, and only Soul was the other person doing it. And at the time, Soul wasn't the most active when C major was most active, and they came together as one. Pause as battling when Soul was on the return after the punch.
Yeah.
And it only made sense after that, and we cried for that for so long before. Just C major, a fucking fantastic battle rapper.
And okay, him versus Ogmios. Like literally maybe top 20 don't flop battles. Like it's an insanely good battle from both of them.
It is that's one of the ones I watched as well.
I love that one. Him and Cracker were a brilliant team.
They
were actually really good. Like, all jokes aside, they bodied Ark and Skirmish. Like, and I think they were good against Shufflo as well. I think they climbed the tournament rightly. Like, so they battled Mr. 13 and Nishi. That's a good battle. Like in the
was that because that's when they got dressed up?
I don't
and
know.
They had the wore gym outfits.
No, that wasn't it. No, this is like in a
YouTube the first
studio.
Round?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the third round of 13 and Nishi? Because I remember the first round that they had.
Is there a okay?
It was a
deep cut on a deep battle, but Sniper E, yeah, and Holt.
Sniper E. I mean, his 2-on-2, whatever that he did. I remember they were doing because you have to put in work or something like that.
Oh yeah. Also, just because I'm looking at Verse Tracker, it's reminded me. C Major's debut is versus a guy called Young Mace, and a very good friend of mine, Danny, that I've known since secondary school. Still a good mate of mine, good battle rap friend. He always brings up young Mace because they went to primary school together. He knew him, like the entirety of primary school, and he battled C Major. So,
God. That being said, my 20 there is a similar man. Again, did a good amount of 2-on-2s. Probably had one of the best on-beat performances ever, and debatably undefeated. And I just needed to see him battle more. My 20 is Bamalam. Just shoulder shrug.
I was just recoiling from that. Like,
my 20 is Bamalam.
Bamalam chop.
I want more from Bamalam, and that's the only thing I'm going to be saying about that because Bamalam is a great. Oh, we slid over.
Oh, sorry, man, but
that's all right, man. But yeah, Bamalam is such a great, and I just want more. That was it. Yeah. Like I think he left at his prime, and I think he could have put in more battles, more internationals. And I know he's told prospering on. I think it's because he did the Lad Bible, and then he just kind of went and blew up.
He interviewed a lot of huge people. Like I think he's doing quite well, like outside of battle rap.
So like I'm totally happy for him. I just would love to see him back.
No, for sure. And another aspect of putting him on the list that you should consider is obviously he was staff. Like I remember at 4th birthday, I wasn't there myself, but like just seeing it on the videos and stuff. He had like 4th birthday staff T-shirt or whatever. And that was the
Yeah.
first time I was like, oh, there's other people than and Kruger that like help out and stuff, and
Uh-huh.
so many for them. I would love one of those staff T-shirts, by the way. They are fucking collectible as hell, but I'm sure
You
they're
know
all
what?
fucking.
I think it was the fourth birthday was like the first event that, or and you know when they had the little graphic at the start of the battle that had the
Oh yeah,
whole
the
team.
staff and the
That was like it seemed like the first time the whole team was introduced, and when they did the on the house tour, you were able to connect to people because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
staff. That's the camera guy. That's this guy, and like it was a clever move from them to start introducing a team. So yeah, that's my 20, Tom. I know it's a sore one, but I just when I start looking down the list, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of legends in here.
So Bam is not on my list.
Bam's not.
Bam is not on my list. Does that shock you?
Wow, I thought Bam would have. I would have assured that he was after like because you've referenced with me before Bam Alam and 100 Bullets.
I have. I
You've
think it's
referenced
more
it quite a few
bullets.
times with me, like just
Yeah,
an
but bullet. I think the reason I was talking about that battle was because it was a watershed battling, sort of introducing UK audiences into scheming, and that's
yeah.
sort of why I play. Like that was, I think that was why I was bringing it up rather than Bam. And
Uh-huh.
you know, it's no disrespect to Bam, but yeah, again, just in terms of in the same way that Wizard isn't on your list, right? Like there's just
Absolutely.
there's gonna be people there lost. So another
God.
one, I would be surprised if he's on your list. This is another bit of a personal pick for me.
Uh-huh.
Prison Planet, Slimehouse TV, Psychosis Holocaust.
Oh, he didn't quite make the cut for me.
Okay.
He was going to, but there was Psychosis. A lot of things with Psychosis was that it was more also outside of battles, the fights and whatnot, and people were bringing Psychosis Holocaust out in battles, like in particular Yunnan, and I wanted to kind of know more about Psychosis Holocaust, like back in the day. And the main thing I would go back to is the madness, like concepts of like movie bars, and it didn't seem like there was much more else for Psychosis Holocaust. Like, how many battles did he have in the end? Because looking back, I didn't see many at all to warrant his placement.
Not a massive amount. Honestly, not a massive amount. Like again, this is a skill issue, as they say online. You know, this is someone that I just really, really am a fan of. You know, and he was from early Don't Flop. Most of the battles on online now. I'm not quite sure why.
Is that maybe why going back I couldn't see him?
Yeah, and I think most people point to the J Toka battle, the Sensor battle, for example, as well, and sort of his early 2-on-2 stuff. But yeah, his sort of ultra descriptive, rabid style, this kind of foaming attack that he did, this snarl that was just sautéed in pop culture, film, movie references. I don't know. I just found it quite intoxicating, to be honest with you.
I can believe that.
Yeah, it really appealed to me and that sort of fandom level, obviously. And you know, shout out to Slimehouse TV that I mentioned before. He's done loads of videos of there where he goes to like Warhammer World and stuff like that. And again, stuff that's very niche and only appears to a certain person, but that is me, and maybe that's why I've got him at number 19 there. But yeah, great dude as well. You know, a shame that a lot of the battles didn't ever come to happen. Like he was meant to battle Arsenal, right? But I think
it was a Sheffield event or something like a main event.
So yeah, and him and Yunnan seem to have constant kind of skirmishes and stuff. So again, don't quite remember what was going down there, but yeah. So the PH is unfortunately we can't really ruminate too far on him because a lot of the battlers. Well, the verse tracker does have 11 here, but they are okay. No, I've actually found them all, but they are unlisted. But yeah, he battled H Bomb, of course, Tantrum. That was a good international battle. He teamed up with Chronicle. Yeah, battled Sensor, battled Yunnan. So some good battles, some good. But again, it's a very early type of battle rap. Like you know, it's short rounds, it's Ed Sheeran judging, it's 4 minutes of magazine ads at the start. Like you know, it's a different world. It's Pub Garden. It's 240p. So Psychosis 19. Your 19, please, Cam.
My 19, we may see it as biased. This might be one of those that I would say is biased, that I do love this guy's style. I just hated how he left. I hate it so much because there hasn't, to me, or maybe apart from a Scoop personally, that's came in with the same level of energy. And in stature, a don't flop champion who I don't think defended his championship. I've got Shocks at 19.
Shocks at 19. Well, I mean, we've done this before, so yeah, I have Shocks at 18.
Right.
So that is interesting.
The material
Oh my god.
Oh, the material is just incredible in almost every single battle that he was in. And Shocks, there's so many battles that Shocks can still have, and his style to this day is modern. With the Johnny Storm performance, the Sensa battle is so good. Like that's one of those that I not to throw the classic word around. I could put a UK classic stamp on Sensa and Shocks. It's just incredible. And like whether the battle with Raptor, yeah, he had a good battle with Raptor, didn't he? I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Yeah,
you standing next to each other.
I felt he had a great trajectory, coming basically off. It was the Smart Alex battle, wasn't it? The Don't Flop tryouts, and then Cracker and Sleepy G. The Sleepy G battle, I was just obsessed with. Basically, I thought he was so good in that. Brighton Raver, Jay to make a Fat Boy Slim, sweating on the beach and stuff like that, and the drop a tail for a lowercase, the G bar, but yeah, his style. He's very threatening, very believable, very, dare I say, Guy Ritchie henchman-esque in a good way, sort of, style. Is pretty irresistible. I think he sort of battled too many like weird internationals at a point. Like he battled like Lou and Coma, and it was just like we just wanted him to battle the UK guys. And when he did come back, battled Tony and battled Soul and stuff, it was just like, he rose to the challenge. He really took these guys head on, who were way more established and had way more experience. And him versus Tony is like so close.
With Shocks and Tony D has similar energy to me with Bizzle and Tony D. I watching that battle, the Bizzle and Tony D live, I felt myself how it must have felt to see Shocks and Tony D live, because just the energy in that battle with Shocks and Tony D is just incredible. Like that's another damn near certified classic. I'm so gutted we never got. We were supposed to get Shocks and Chef Trez, Shocks and Quill, and Shocks and A-Ward, and we never got any of them. And the weird thing with Shocks is he didn't have social media, but he had Reddit.
That is true. He's still on Reddit.
He's still on Reddit. Someone needs to get him back. Like if he can sit and actually, be willing to write material.
I go to Shocks. I'm like, oh my guy, the bacon narwhals at midnight. Like, are you gonna help me out here? So, but yeah, Shocks is there. Shocks couldn't be any higher for me. I would have had him just on real, like, I'm just putting, he's my guy. He was Battle Rap Resume episode 1, He cornerstone, he's a legend, really. But yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing people we're going to get to, but I like having Shocks there. And, I said him versus Soul, him versus Tony. I'm just looking at the verse tracker now. He did sort of crash out a little ugly.
The Ilmac battle was bad.
Yeah, and was the gem stuff true in the end, or like?
I don't know. I would rather not look into that. Like if it.
What? Just live in ignorance.
Kinda. Just be like, right, yeah. Let's just talk how great Shocks is. Let's not damper that.
So shout out to the 50 in the chat, by the way.
Shocks and Maverick as well was supposed to happen.
Oh God, yeah, fuck.
Again, another one that fell by the wayside. Like
it's a shame.
There's so many battles he could have had, and so many battles he still could have. Like Shocks versus because Shocks went on Gift of the Gab as well, and he had the URL battle.
Yeah.
And
he battled Templar Surfer.
Giz on the URL.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had that PG event.
Norbs loved him. Norbs loved Shocks.
God, he was just one of the best, man. One of the best. And I think, yeah, if he was still active, like he had, I would say for me, he had, as someone who was like my journey in battle rap. That sounds crazy to say, but was like Jump Off, Grind Time, URL, King of the Dot, UK battle rap. It kind of came full circle back to UK battle rap, and like being part of it, then loving Shox' style. Like I was obviously I knew of everything before, but when watching and going, that there's a fire that ignites when I hear Shox.
There is.
And like probably the most believable. And believability was not a factor at that time. We never thought UK never thought about believability. That was a URL trait.
That's the thing, because Shox came like 2016 is when he got big. 2015. That was like the post-meta era of battle rap where like everything's a joke and nothing matters, and like he sort of.
This was Charlie Clips coming to the UK and pulling oranges out of his hoodie.
Yeah.
That was that era, and he came and changed.
An orange or whatever he says. Yeah.
So, I got 2 of them.
That's right. I got
2 of them. What a guy.
And, because
it's on me.
Okay, it's on. Sorry, it is on you. 18.
I guess it's on me. Now this one, I'm putting this person in this position because I'm trying not to be like, because this person you could easily slap it top 3, top 5 for impact in Don't Flop, impact in UK battle rap, impact like international. You consider all of these things. I had to then take a step back and go, maybe let's look at the battles. Let's look at how he's doing. Let's look at, that's how he gets good points for influence. And then there's some great battles, some not so great battles, really represented us going international, PH 24/7. I haven't even told you who it is yet because it's R.
At 18.
R is at 18.
What are you doing? What? So, you don't have to say that you don't. Okay, R at 18. R at 18.
18. I have to. Like
17 to like 9. Okay, well, we'll see.
So as a battle rapper as well, I can give him all. Like he could easily be in these top 5, top 6 because of the Don't Flop and all of this, and I'm putting just looking at the battles as well. Like did a lot for a lot of other people, whether people have things to say about him or not. He did a lot for a lot of battle rappers and projected them before himself. And I think his efforts was more on others becoming the best battle rappers that they could and putting platforms on. So putting him any higher than this to me is then saying that he didn't do his job in promoting others to push them further. And his platform is so important and everything. Like there's so much to be said about he could be anywhere. It's just looking at the names, I'm going, all these people he kind of put on at some point before himself. And they all had higher claims. They had big moments and all that. And we'll get down the list. You'll see how it all.
I love how different our lists are. I love it. This is amazing because that shocked me. That's like pamphlet yesterday. I'm just like, whoa. So okay, let's move on because we've got lots to get through. 17 for me is, I feel like, a fan favorite battler. A guy who came through kind of when the killer crop was really kind of cropping. And has just had a sort of an insane run that has encompassed 2-on-2s, lots of on-beat stuff, lots of just fantastic a cappella battles. This guy can turn on a dime. He's very funny, but he can just be, very kind of just predatory kind of in the ring, very scary. And just so skillful and so resourceful and musical. Dialect is 17 for me.
I predicted you would add dialect there. Like just the way you were talking about dialect. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Dialect is a great, absolutely. And as I was saying, between him and Double L, the grime style being in battle rap, like it was innovative. But dialect just had such a way about it to the point it was a signature. He could have just said nothing. And as long as it was in a grind beat, it was getting a pop. Like dialect just had that. It was just a master of performing and a master of rapping. And I know he came back versus Black T for that one rounder. I want more. Just want more. Like dialect. To this day, he will still put in work. He will still face the best of them. Like, and even like he, if I'm correct in saying, he beat Scoop when Scoop was at a kind of airy mysticism. Like, I'll use your words, airy mysticism. Like he
Yeah.
was sort of kind of, oh, do we know how good Scoop is? He had a great performance up on a Battle of the Brave. Where does he go next? Next in line, Dialect and Scoop. Like he really and Dialect was able to, like the pump of you, like your heart level. Like he had all these crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
at that point, Scoop
I
like
mean,
the pump rise quick higher than your blood pressure. Like
Dialect also used me in a bar in that battle, so it's
yeah.
yeah. He said, "Let the battle rap resume." I'll have Tom Quee spaz in like he really beat Scoop is the bar. So, and I was there, and that was that was amazing. That was an honor. That was an absolute honor to be enshrined in that way, immortalized. But yeah, I think with Dialect, there's definitely like a solid nugget early on of a couple of battles, maybe like five, 6 battles, like the Dialect battle, the Dialect battle, the Daylight battle, the Sensor battle, definitely the Yunnan battle, which I think is the only Don't Flop battle where they re-released it with just like a minute of reactions. So they released that maybe 2 days before. People just going, "Oh my god!" Like you didn't hear any bar. It was clear that either Yunnan or Dialect had said something, and that is a ferocious battle. Yunnan versus
Yeah.
Dialect. That's a personal favorite of mine.
And that it was such an anomaly battle because it was like it was almost like in a call. Like I know it was on a theater, but like you see the crowd so high up, it was like a
it's
coliseum.
cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. But Dialect versus Bilzar as well.
Yeah,
Gem kind of got him, but
yeah. But then who isn't Gem like Paul's getting?
Gem sort of
Gem.
beats it. Yeah, he does.
Everyone you can look at the list. Gem kind of got him. Gem, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people. You
So
can't take
okay,
that away.
that's my 17. Cam, yours, please.
My 17 is C major.
Okay, yeah.
B
A little
major
bit lower.
17 again, as was said before, just fighting a narrative that wasn't fitting his style and his aged so well with his material and being great on beat, the 2-on-2s. Like you think for someone like C major, he wouldn't be good with a partner.
Mm,
Like it showed how versatile he could be with a partner. And respectfully, aesthetically as well, you wouldn't assume he was a rapper of any sort. And then
yeah.
you heard him and went, oh, he's cooking. Skinny lad, ginger, white tee, glasses. You wouldn't. He really was breaking narratives. I'm not going to ramble on about how great he is because we already have, but like just C Major's such a talent that needed to be on the list somewhere.
So I'm just checking where you had this guy for my 16. So this is
Mm-hmm.
someone who, I think is such a such an original thinker. Someone who really kind of pursued battle rap in a slightly slower direction, a slightly
Here
more
we go.
enlightened direction. You obviously know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But this is someone who I think had a near perfect sort of original run, really, from the early star turns against Orcs and Eeks, Orcs and Eek, where, exploring sort of not just trying to bar someone's life away, like almost just like following a theme through to its logical
Mm.
conclusion. But such an intelligent, witty, wise guy. Ogmios is 16 for me.
Yeah. Orgamios is it like as a he was a cult battle
Yes.
rapper. He was a cult favorite. He was a fan favorite. Like he really was like one of these top guys that everyone wanted to see. He was a draw for him. Whatever, he didn't have the biggest views, but his following followed him because if there was anyone that was going to be a cult leader of any battle rapper, it was Ogmios. He has that sort of hippie, follow
Yeah.
me. He had that with him, and he definitely had a little cult following. Like, yeah, that's a good spot, I would say for Ogmios for sure. Like, mine's is way higher, just off of preference and me kind of struggling when I was younger, just to appreciate his style. But I totally understand why he's in that spot.
Yeah. I really, like I say, I just go back to his battles quite often. We
Mm-hmm.
spoke about the Lego battle before as well, which he was absolutely fantastic in, and it is a kind of odd approach that he has,
Yeah.
that runs counter to a lot of kind of classic archetypes in battle rap. But Yeah, I think he's fantastic. I mean, the real deal battle's very, very good as well. The Matter Clash. Oh, he absolutely demolished O'Shea. Like he really tore O'Shea down in the same of in the Nottingham event as well, where Dialect and
Right.
Newman was. That was just I need to do like a proper recap of that event because it was very strong
Because
actually.
yeah,
Tony Youth,
they did
Oracle.
a bit of a tour. Was that the Raise the Bar tour?
No, I think this was just a standard event. I think it's just
Was it the
O'Shea and Og was
final?
just part of that. But Og
All
was
right.
just, yeah, just really kind of destroying the myth of O'Shea, should we say? Should we say?
Yeah.
So that's my 16. Your 16, please.
But before we get
Oh
to
yeah.
my 16 there, just something you mentioned Lego. A lot
Mm.
of people do not know who, well, didn't know who Lego was, eh?
No, they did not. No, they did not.
That took me off guard. I totally get that people come into battle rap as to come into battle rap, but Lego was there was a point where Lego, he's not on my list, but Lego was powerful. Like and there was quite a lot of people that were like, oh, why is so and so here? Where's this Lego? Like Lego was impactful at the time
This is what the
when
list is for, though. Like,
yeah,
whenever I look at sort of similar lists, there's always a few albums or whatever. And you're like, what the hell's that? And it's
did,
just kind of, but
did that make you as feel as old as I felt seeing people not know who
I
Lego was?
mean, I
I
I
felt
already
old.
feel old to be honest with you, but it is definitely wild, and I'm sure all battle rap fans can relate that when you search something on YouTube and you see this battle's 12 years old. I remember when it came out, like
Yeah,
that's
like if
a
it's not a
common thing.
premiere, but you got that little prompt. Oh yeah, this is coming out now or whatever. Don't Flop website coming out soon or whatever. Like, you had that prompt to say, oh, this is coming out
Oh,
some point.
I remember when
God,
Shotty Arsenal dropped.
yeah,
That's
remember
like
that
remembering your own birth. Like that's so long ago.
that I remember being sad, like being sad to miss. Like that would have been the first event I would have went to, but
Mm,
I didn't have a job. I was a
yeah, there was no
teenager.
yeah.
I just could never have made it. Like it just. I remember in school, like going on the computers to like check out like Don't Flop Channel, check out King of the Dot for like the year before as well
Yeah.
for Diz and DNA. I remember like getting into trouble from teachers because not paying attention because I'm listening to Disaster's first round. But that's the object of imagery and geometry. We're
Miss some learning still in a
trying to
way.
learn some shit
Um,
here. Right.
but
My
my guy, just before you go to that, I'm just gonna grab my drink from downstairs. You want to just hold court for a second?
yeah,
Just
yeah, man. I'll be
answer.
here
Why
for
don't you
sure.
answer the chat? The chat's there, I think.
Well,
Hold on.
I can't see the chat 'cause my phone's there.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
Well,
me
the
and
chat's
you.
popping up. I'll be
The
back. I'm
chat's
just gonna grab
popping
it.
up.
1 second.
Yeah. No worry, buddy. But yeah, Lego he was a talent. He kind of was a second man in a similar way that Marlowe was a second man. But Lego did have a talent there, and Lego definitely deserved credit. And it was just realizing how long watching battle rap when people went, "Oh yeah, who's Lego? Why is this person up here?" But you know what? Everyone has their own journey, and I love that. It's always the questions that we'll ask when you're live. Or who's this? Like, who's your top five? How did you get into battle rap and whatnot? And Lego just sort of named that I never heard anyone say when talking to people live. But it's there's so many battle rappers that you forget some of these guys. But that's what this list is for. It's our personal, and it's going. Oh, remember this guy? Remember this guy? That's why I really love the 40 to 50 list and the stuff that I've got for Tom because as was said, I've got a little written list of rappers that I thought Tom would mention. He's ticked a few, but we'll get to that at the end. But literally, this is for remembering some of these great battle rappers at a time and what they were great for. It's a little cringe to say it's a celebration, pew pew, but it's about the culture and more conversations about the culture. Like, imagine a US version of this. I remember we talked about doing this, and I don't know if it was his idea or my idea. I was just talking about how this idea started, Tom. I think we talked about doing because Let's Talk Battle Rap put up
Yes, they did. They did.
they put up a top 50 list, but it was like non-ranked, like
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, and we said we should rank that, and then we went
Right.
if we do the UK, and low key, I'm kind of like, oh well, Tom might have a list of all the UK battle rappers. Nope. You're going to have to find it out yourself. And I'm like, fuck. So then we kind of, how planned it out, said this is when we do it, this is where we have it all set up, and we just literally start a list, find out yourself, and then we come to this, like in the most natural way. This is the list, and we're finding out each other's now. So it's been quite a journey to get here, but we love the conversation.
It has, and I'm very happy to see that, as you said, it has had an impact. And shout out to everyone that's live watching now and then will watch in the future. Again, just reading all these angles about, I'm sorry, all these comments about Ogmios and his angles, and Quill is not happy that he's not in the top 10. Okay.
Oh, man. Sorry, man.
So,
well, best Whispers, man. I'm still shouting it.
16.
He beat Whispers beats Jerry West. He gets Will Ross next. Bam.
And loses.
Oh, I won't say it. But if you say it, I'll have to have a breakdown of that one.
I love Whispers, but Will's,
Will's the man. So 16 for me, a legend, don't flop champion. As we said before, went off, left battle rap, became a teacher. Became heavy spoilers himself. Definition is 16 for me. Definition has been someone who's been in battle rap from day one. And yes, he left. It is what it is, but he was around for everything. He was I'm not saying a real jobber, but he took anyone that he was given. Oh, we're going to do this, going to do that.
I don't think he ever choked either.
No, he was super consistent. He could freestyle, rebuttal. I always like the hindsight thing. He was able to rap in festivals confidently, in the sarcastic, angry style that he always had. There was so much to say about Definition as a rapper at the time, and how, because he's one of those that formed the joke era. And is it now, you'll know this more than anyone else.
Right.
Is Definition not one of the first battles on Don't Flop ever? Is it not Definition and Kruger?
No. O'Shea versus Too Easy is the first ever battle, or maybe DK versus Kruger's up there as well.
So was it not the second? I'm sure Definition was
right. You're right. He was around early. I mean, a lot of them were, O'Shea and Innuendo and Psychosis and stuff. But yeah, Def was in the mix, and Def was, his first battle was against Pseudonym in July of 2009.
Wow.
And then he battled Joe Davis. O'Shea was an early clash, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he went to World Dom, lest we forget.
Did he not battle Kruger?
I don't think he ever battled Kruger.
When did I think he battled Kruger?
No. And then the first time I saw him was when he was battling Grist, because I was just watching all the 4th birthday battles.
Yeah.
And I remember being distracted by his Monopoly hat, and and just his kind of his sort of acerbic you had a one night stand with one nightstand where one light hangs, he's
one of the goats, man. But no, he did a lot in battle rap, and I think his legacy is stamped. No matter what, just way the battle rap is now isn't the same without Definition.
No. And yeah, it's been a while, and I don't think he's ever going to come back. But I think Definition is a good.
Definitely. And beautiful family, by the way. I got him on Facebook. Beautiful family.
Oh, fuck. Shout out to Def, yeah. But
he's living life large. What a guy.
He is. He doesn't care about this stuff. But even still, we've
maybe I'll send him the link and see what he says.
Why not? 15 now. So I feel like we're getting into the real, I feel like we're already in GOAT territory for me. I don't know what your actual kind of, red line is there, but so 15, I want to go with a guy again who's been around since the early days. I think one of the finest purveyors of liquid hatred in battle rap form. This guy can be absolutely barbaric, but he combines it with a oddly graceful freestyle ability and nimbleness of attack. I think he's had a lot of wars. I think he's won a lot of fans over. His name's Censor.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good spot. But he's similar in another place. He's not far away from that myself.
Okay. Good to know.
like Sensei absolutely been in the wars. Absolutely. Sensei, you know, they
Him
whether
versus
like,
Chrissy Lee's, who we both love.
yeah,
That is
like
wild.
Sensei is just not afraid of anything either. Just a true competitor. Like when people
Massively.
I'm right in saying that like even like him versus Dialect was judged, and that was like one of his last battles before the
That was
shocks.
2013. Yeah, that was just
Yeah,
kind of
so like
before his
he was
absence.
still that didn't need to be judged. He was still asking for judged battles. He never needed to do a judged battle ever again.
I believe
Like
he was from Norwich, right? He was like an old acquaintance of
yeah,
Kruger. That's how they and that I think he battled Kruger in a very very early
it's that what I'm thinking of.
I think that is what you're thinking of. Yeah, not death. Um,
Ah,
the
that's
underpass.
Uh,
I
yeah,
thought,
real, like a really old battle. Yeah, I just like I would agree with you the sense that it's just a relentless attack, and I'm really looking forward to him versus Bobby because Sensei will say a lot. People
oh,
have said
versus
a
Bobby.
lot
Yeah,
to
damn.
Bobby, and Sensei doesn't give a flying
Oh,
fuck. And I'm
dude.
assuming it's the same style. He might have a whole totally new style, but the
Yeah.
style that I know him, especially that first round against Shocks.
Oh
Oh
my god.
my
Yeah.
God. And he said the things that we were all
He said
thinking.
everything. He said he
He
touched on
said
every nerve.
everything.
He didn't like
Didn't
beat around any bush. Like it
didn't
was
hide names
no, God
and
no.
pinned the blame on Shocks. Oh, and
Convincingly, um,
then like in this and the alleged like the house flooding and then using the
that was
money
a
to
weird bar though. The turtle heads coming out the sewer pipe like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that. Like,
yeah, was it not like because he said about like his bath was a boat and he was like swimming
but
in his
yeah,
living room.
it was an odd little jazz there, little angle. But
Oh, he
yeah,
just
he battled Mickey as well in a freestyle that his most recent upload from 2019. Um,
wow.
so yeah, Sensor's the classic case of like, oh, we don't even mention him versus DNA, which is
Yeah.
his most famous battle, really.
And
Which is a
DNA
good
throwing
competitive
randomly.
battle, like it's but yeah,
We almost got Sensor versus Arsenal.
yeah,
We
but
almost got that, and then it just never transpired. And
no,
Arsenal's going to be here a few times. That's mad.
he has indeed, yeah. I mean, he battled Chiron over here. Um,
Yeah. God, yeah. And
Great
then
battle.
yeah, the Cerrone tried to pull the rag out.
Yeah, that was a little.
I said, absolutely fucking not. That's so
So
crazy. See, as a teenager watching that going, it's not that bad, is it? And then as getting older going, oh, that's fucking awful. Like you can't just do that.
mm,
Not
mm.
not on their life. That's mental. Right. Well, my 15 there
You're 15.
is dialect.
Okay, yep.
Like I said, he was close by dialect. Again, just a great performer. Like really one of those that you not many battle rappers were ever beating him in performance. You really had to say some wicked shit to beat dialect.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, we have just touched on dialect, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, phenomenal battler. You remember his debut versus Double L, and it was a tryout, but it got uploaded as a normal battle because it was
Yeah.
so good. It was like they were both amazing from day dot. So 14 now.
Uh-huh.
This is someone that your placement of him at 22 shocked me. It's Marlowe.
Right. Okay.
Marlowe's a bit further down for me. I do agree. I don't think he's an incredible singles battler. I think but he's witty enough, he's clever enough for it to work and for it to be captivating. I just, he can't sort of hang at the highest levels like Shuffle can.
Yeah.
So he is in shadow in a certain way. But I also think he's an incredible foil and a genius of his own mind. And I
Yeah.
think when him and Shuffle get together, it is so good.
Yeah.
But on the quality of
That's a
that alone and
two-man
what he
team.
brings to that level, that I have to put him there. I think he's technically very strong. He's conceptually, just wherever he wants to be. And him and Shuffle can just tone in on the dime and they can just, paint these kind of wider narratives. So Marlowe for me is 14. Marlowe's 14.
Yeah. Okay. I totally respect that.
Yeah.
That just I just tried to take out the mind of a two-man group and what can they hang
Yeah.
on their own. But yeah, the credit is absolutely deserved. You're totally right.
He's got to be
My
there. He's got to be there.
14,
Yeah, you're
my
14, please.
14, this guy, I think they always tease he's going to come back. I don't think he will anymore. But someone who's had the ups, he's had the downs, he's had the great performance, he's had events that have shut down. He's had bodies, he's been bodied, but he's always been around. All and a back like just great material. When he's on, he's one of the best that we've ever had. Raptor is
Mm.
14.
Raptor at 14. Yeah.
Raptor is 14 because Raptor.
Good
There was a
placement.
point with Raptor is he put the pressure on people. That Tony D battle. You read books to see what the author writes. I read people to see if they're authorized. Oh, makes me want to just destroy this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Raptor,
Yeah.
and especially even when Apex One happened and the disaster that was all these guys
Mm.
leaving, Raptor stepped up, short prep. He wasn't. I don't think he was originally booked on the card. Took on Red Flag and had such an incredible performance that I in my job I've shown young people. Like I'm not going to talk about my job
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much. That performance, and they're like,
Mm.
"Yo, this guy's crazy." As I see why you go to these events. And Raptor,
Was that the whole like you're on the side of the court?
yeah, this side of the
Yeah.
running. As I'm on this side of the courtroom watching my mother cry as I get carried away. I'm like, bruh, that pop in the crowd when he said that, incredible.
I like Raptor at 14.
A great rapper, great on
Oh
beat.
my
You had
God.
the uni lad, mirror, mental health.
Yeah.
He's just
all his words of weapons appearances,
yes.
amazing. He was
And that
insane
was
on that league.
before he came on Don't Flop.
Yeah, that's how we all found out about him when he battled like Future and stuff and Matter and it was what does he say against Future? Like, you're from Huddersfield, you know how a cow's udders feel, or something like no one in your hood is real. And yeah, Raptor's just very, very intelligent. It seems like he has this endless reservoir of just bars inside him, like he can just go and go and go and go. And
A real hip hop head.
beat Tony. He beat Tony D. Like, I'm sick of
Yeah,
people saying that he didn't.
yeah.
I don't get it.
I think to
insanely
me
good in that battle.
that's one of those depending on how you feel type day because
I
Tony.
don't think it is though. But this is the battle that I always argue with people at events about. But so many good Raptor battles. The Big Cannon battle, that's like a really good clash.
Planet when you and I verse.
Pre-Veil once in his big
their essay turn
essay turn. Yeah.
Oh man.
The B fighter stuff as well, and I don't know, he had a playful side to him as well. He could battle Shuffle T, people didn't think he was gonna sort of click with Shuffle, but he was very good. Him and Rex as well, the 2-on-2s,
and again, I know them two are really good friends. There was a bit of a worry on that 2-on-2 going, are they going to work as well? Because that was the first time they did it. I think, are they not meant to be back a 2-on-2, or is that just something that's just been thrown in the air?
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too. I feel like someone tried to throw that in the air, and maybe I've just caught it and thought, oh, maybe that's happening, but I don't know. They were a great 2-on-2 though.
No, Raptor, Raptor Warhurst, we should say. But yes, Raptor there at 14. So my 13 is someone that you mentioned before. He is, someone that was around since the early days. I'm talking pre-Don't Flop days. But somehow, unlike pretty much everyone else from that era, he's just stayed relevant with the style he came in with because it was so good to begin with. He is just the way he writes his bars, the kind of the buoyancy of them, the way they land, really strike me. He's constantly fresh. He's, just sparse in the best possible way, really kind of bespoke. Respect BA at 13.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. As
the guy who was, out on the street corner on the jump off, random vid, and who battled Sirius Jones, and who battled Soul, at a sold out, who just has these totemic performances. I think this guy's just a supreme talent.
Or
Oh, sorry,
Tony
Tony. I'm
D.
thinking of
Yeah,
sorry.
Tony
When
D.
Soul
First
battled the real
save.
deal. Yeah, yeah. I want them to battle, but
Yeah, I think Premier Battles have tried to book that for years. Like they've really tried to put that in place to have that happen somewhere like that. It's one of those ones. It's kind of like we want to find out who the best in Scotland is, but do we really want the battle or do we want the answer? Like I think it'd be a great battle, but I think that the hype of getting that answer is more than actually the battle itself because that is a conversation. I know people have who they like and whatnot, but they've always kind of said, "Oh, what happens if they do battle?
yeah.
Respect does what Soul doesn't. Soul does what respect doesn't. How does that happen in a battle? Like, but I think that's been meant to happen for a while.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been good if it happened maybe 6 years ago. I think it just terms of like just the appetite that Soul maybe would have for it. But I feel like their bests. I don't know. I just really want to see the battle because they're both, just absolute legends in my eyes. But yeah, BA here.
Yeah,
Um, what else to say about BA? I mean, one of my favorite Battle Rap Resume episodes. Genuinely, we did a few actually. We did one like on the art of like freestyle rap as well, and he wised me up to quite a few old school battles I'd never seen before. Like he sent me a lot of
yeah,
YouTube clips of like just like or like radio sessions of like Franco and stuff and freestyle sessions and like so yeah.
nice.
BA is here. As you said, you wanted to battle more. I wanted to battle more, but BA is number 13 for me. So your 13th, please, Cam.
My 13, as you see, like, and I mean this is when I say when you see how people are bunched together in the natural way, and I do feel like as a list, this is, in my opinion, is right for me, how I believe, but the type of caliber of rappers that everyone's together with, and this felt right to have this person next to them, Raptor's best friend, Bobby Rex. Bobby Rex is 13.
13.
Bobby
What?
Rex is 13 on an all time list. I think I've always said this, and he'll say it himself. The ever since the Roe B battle in Ireland just before the pandemic and onwards, he's been cooking. He's been back. He's with some of the best material. Just showing insane levels in rapping and whatnot. Just being so powerful. The character, the big Bobby Rex, the performances and whatnot. They're just he would have been further down if not for the little stints between 2018 2019 where he was struggling, where there's the caustic battle, the Yunnan battle, and I'm not sure I'm trying to bring up all that stuff just to, but I had and consider that. But where he is now and how far he's got along, I think 13 is a very good spot for him in comparison to where a lot of this other talent is. Just an amazing rapper, and I see now that that round, that on beat round, has kind of gone viral again with that tournament. The guy with the one eye. Oh, I just seen him not too long ago.
Oh, the
He was a
one.
rapper that had one eye, and there was like an on beat tournament that went kind of viral for him,
Right.
and
Okay.
he starts like in the split of the camera. But then he's like, he catches the beat and says, "Well, the guy doesn't know. He thinks I'm in the middle." Like I was like, he thinks I'm rapping the center. It doesn't matter because his left eyes are renter. like,
Right. Okay.
it
Well.
was amazing. Plus the Bills are battle as
Oh,
well. Oh,
course.
like, and he's just amazing on beat and like now amazing battle rapper in general. Like, and is winning battles not just off performance, off writing. So all credit to Bobby right now. He's at peak performance right now.
All right. So 12 for me is a new name. This is not someone that you've mentioned earlier and that I'm thrusting up. Pause. This is we're pausing too much. I think we
I
need to
know,
just
I know, but that's us because we would talk about URL and all that and be like, we have to pause, and
no.
it's
But
just so
like
casual.
I said something. If you're watching the live stream, you can go back and check this out. But like I'll just immortalize it here. But I think I said to you when we started the stream, I was like, yeah, we need to get to the dry, salty end of this or something. And it was
Yeah,
like we just.
but no, we got past the salty end because it was
Yeah,
the
got
all that,
past the
and it was
salty end.
like,
So
Jesus.
this guy again, and this is probably gonna be a common theme going through now as we break into the top 10. This guy is like an OG vet. This guy
Uh-huh.
is like someone that is like he is in the bedrock of the Mount Rush. Like he is, like he's part of that sort of. he's one of these guys that will forever be, looked up to
Yeah.
as being quality early on and continuing even in the modern era to be an incredible battle rapper. He's someone that really brought that kind of slightly gruff, kind of uncivilized but still enlightened style of WRC battle rap into modern battle rap.
Uh-huh.
And he has this kind of Aggie, London geezer gooner sort of flair. It's Arc.
Okay.
Arc at 12.
Well, I tell you what, I feel like we need to do a handshake here. Arc at
Oh,
12.
Arc at 12.
Arc at 12.
Oh, I like that.
Arc
Okay.
at 12. Arc at
We had Mickey at 50 each. And we had
and
Arc at 12.
There we go. Look at that. Look at
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah, that.
why have you put Arc at 12?
So I've put Arc at 12. I know that it's you probably look at that and go Arc and Hour like in further gaps. Totally. I think with Arc putting a bit more work in the UK scene, and unfortunately never been able to go traveling. That's just unfortunate. Like he still has managed to have good internationals over here. Still been consistent through all of battle rap. Like when you think that he's not around, he comes back and he's never felt out of the picture ever.
Definitely not.
Even through the COVID times, he's just not battling right now. He'll be back at some point. He's never felt out of the picture, and every time he is back, he's come back rejuvenated, or he's come back with the modern style. Ark and Moke, that was an amazing battle, like to witness live, and Ark and A Ward, great. The Yunnan battle where he throws the keyboard, and like Ark has always had that ability of being great. And that's been so hard. In the same way that Matter has been super consistent in a level, so is Arc, but Arc has been super consistent at a higher level to me that deserves so much credit. And being there, being there from the jump off era right up until now, that is a 20+ year span at least.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible to go on his verse track and scroll down, and you scroll back to 2006. You scroll back,
and there'll be battles before that just when YouTube wasn't available.
That was like the earliest YouTube. That must have been the earliest YouTube on Jump Off, but it was, yeah. And obviously he went over to New York, and he competed.
For the WRCs, and
and it's like, I don't know what you're like, Cam, or what our listeners and viewers are like, but the WRCs is very romantic to me. Like it's a tournament that I'm completely obsessed with. I just think it's wonderful that it happened. It's insane that the guys went out there, and yes, they did get robbed by Jazz and Juice, but they did battle. They did beat, Zeely and Franchise, and there's some really good battles. There's some really good battles. I mean, the Ilmac battle. The Tally-saurus.
Because he managed to get to Amsterdam. The Saurus battle.
Soul.
Did he beat Soul?
I had him beating Soul, yeah.
I'd have to watch that back.
Yeah,
it might not have been Soul's best performance, but I feel like that there's still gems in there that maybe it was debatable, but I hear you on that one. Just credit to Mark.
Again, one of the things that we did in the episode yesterday that we haven't done as much in this one is, just comparing, who's going before someone and can they beat them. Arc versus Respect BA would be an amazing battle. I would love to see that battle.
Like, why? That's the thing. Arc still has so many battles that haven't happened.
Yeah. That's like a worthy headliner, I think.
Absolutely.
Like that is,
Absolutely.
I would love get the plug Trubs. Let's get Trubs on that. But I love that we both had Archaic at 12. Maybe we'll match a few more times as we go through. So
maybe
for my 11th, Cam, you had him at 14. Raptors at 11 for me. I think one of the best battle rappers we've ever had. I think it's very fascinating that he kind of came through from Wrapped in Wire and kind of battled a bit, and then I think couldn't get to the battles or whatever, or didn't make had sort of stop starts and came through Words of Weapons and came that way. But when he was here, he was here. Like there was no question that this guy could really hang with the greats. And he's got just such a smart writing style. Like a lot of his lines have always stuck with me, just because he does double meanings very well, Raptor. Like he seems, he's very natural at them. Like I think it's even a setup, maybe in the Tony battle. I can't quite remember the battle, but it's like a twist in the plot, like a dead man turning in his grave and stuff like that. Like, and again, it's these just kind of really exciting sequences that you can just
Yeah.
gallop on.
Even
He's a wonderful battler.
even in like the soul battle with Raptor, and then
Oh,
fitting in
that's
the
an
like,
infamous battle,
edging in
isn't
the
it?
room
Oh,
like carpet fitters, that watch for Soul and Raptor is so legendary.
mhm.
Like that. There's a reason that's one
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
most.
yeah.
It's so legendary to go back and hearing the other rappers' perspectives on what Raptor's doing and Soul's doing because that battle became so important. Obviously, Soul completely was going crazy, but Raptor was also a part of that, and Raptor had a lot of good material in there as well. Just unfortunate that Soul happened to have one of the greatest performances he's ever had in his life,
Yeah.
like in that same battle.
The
Yeah,
audacity of the
the,
shoemaker,
I know, hey.
the
Oh,
bravery, and also the fact that like Soul's first round isn't really addressed to Raptor. It's more about the crowd and
uh,
like talks directly to the crowd. It's like, oh,
and then
it's
wins the crowd. The round is
oh,
even, and he still has a round to go.
jeez.
It's disgusting, but no, Raptor is amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
no. Raptors,
now
Raptors my 11. Who's your 11?
my 11 is Sensa.
Cool.
Sensa is my
Yeah.
11. We've said a lot about Sensa there. Sensa is just a fantastic
Yeah.
rapper. Was never afraid of anything. Not happy to be having battles judged. Competitive. Always comes back with good performance, high energy. Like this, Sensa is a legend. Like I think our lines have drawn at a very similar point to legend status. Like
Mhm.
we're pretty deep in legend status now. Like with these guys and moving downwards, but just an amazing rapper, completely.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that. I think like anyone that's kind of in the top 20 is almost interchangeable. These are like the real, the cream of the crop. So
Yeah.
so that the cream of the killer crop, so that sort of makes sense for me.
Uh-huh.
So we're now breaking into the top 10. This is proper now.
Ugh.
So gonna be fascinated to hear what you submit here, but I'm gonna go first. Number 10. Now, this might surprise you actually. I think this is
Oh.
gonna this is gonna elicit a reaction here. But number 10, I think this guy is probably single-handedly responsible more than any other person for the popularity of Don't Flop
Oh
and for
wow.
why people remember Don't Flop and care about Don't Flop and why it
Uh-huh.
has a legacy beyond the average battle rap fan and just like the average person might know
Uh-huh.
about Don't Flop. Luna is my 10th pick, Luna C.
Oh, 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 oh. That has thrown me because I've obviously got Luna on the list. Spoiler alert. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Now, what puts him at 10 for you, Tom?
I feel like he did enough. He did it on his own terms, like, and all the battles were super impactful. But I just feel like, again, we're trying to balance many different kind of cues here when we get into our judging criteria. And I
Yeah.
love Luna's style, but I don't know how well it's aged. It doesn't have to age well. I'm not saying it's like unlistable to or anything, but I'm saying
Uh,
that sort of giant, like kind of, Alex Turner cheeky chappy punchline. Like it
yeah.
really works. He's number 10 for a reason because the battles are
Yeah.
incredible. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like my top 10 has to encapsulate slightly more colors there. And he's still a seriously skillful battler. But if he came back, I
He
again,
is. Yeah.
I feel like the rest of this 10 might beat Luna at his best. I feel like Luna's
Right.
very easy to sort of undermine if you're a really good battler. I don't think he had
Um,
very good competition, to be frank. Um,
okay.
you
That's a
know,
good point.
if you actually look back, he sort of steamrolled everyone and then came back for the O'Shea golden handshake and
Yeah.
round one and whatever. But it's like the meme is Shotty versus Luna, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I think Shotty eviscerates Luna. I don't really see it. I think at their
Ooh.
best, I feel like Luna clown Shotty. Yep, first round,
Uh-huh.
amazing. You're a weird looking guy. Shotty might clown Luna, and then what does Luna do in round two? Like he kind of has one gear, so
Yeah.
it's an amazing gear. But for that reason alone, I have to keep him at 10.
That's fair. That's fair. I totally agree about his opponents and whatnot. You needed a bit better competition. I like we've got right now. He has been back with the Marv battle, and to give a bit of credit to him because he messaged me about that. That the Marv battle has still got it's. Oh, there's a distinction between UK battle rap views and battle rap views. Like we UK battle rap, 30K is a great amount nowadays, and for UK battle rap and whatnot, we have a solid scene. We have a more involved scene than we have just like a bystander watching scene. Like Lunar C's latest battle, and out on GTX, which is a league that is kind of funny with how they upload battles. It's like near enough 100K.
It's 83K, 83K.
Yeah, it's on its way. Like it's Lunar being back is always going to be a big deal, and it may be, as you said, that the jokey style, not that it's not like because it's the proper cheeky lad. Is it the fact that like that people still have like they watch that TikToks, all that hundreds of thousands of views still? Is that not maybe the definition of being ageless, that it's still viewed by so many people?
Definitely. And graffiti on the walls of the Parthenon is still funny. I think there is a timelessness to this sort of humor that just resonates. And you talk about views, and if we're looking at Luna's original run, which was obviously him versus Bloodstro, DPF, Mickey Worthless, Uno, he battled Philly Swain and Zim with Matter, and obviously about Eddie Pre and Frisco with Matter as well, which is online currently. Only one of those battles is under 1 million views, and DPF will break it shortly. So yeah, it is extraordinary, the sort of the Luna mania that sprouted out of this, and I was certainly part of it, and I still am. I still am a big fan, and I still remember downloading Suicide Sex, his EP, and Jake, and he makes great music. Luna, he's worked with Jest and stuff, but
he was just on. I think because he's from Bradford, there was just like a promotion thing. I think from like Bradford Council or Bradford Creative, like something, and it was like a soliloquy of like rhyming and whatnot in an advert, and Lunar C gets a mention in that advert as representing Bradford City, which is really fire. Like I just seen that today. Cool. Like his impact is known in the culture.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, he is. And it's like I subjected so many friends at uni, to battle rap. And I think the only person I remember is Luna. And, and let's not forget, he had some gigantic bars. The whole, what's the whole one about him? Like someone shaking his hand inside his mother's arse or something? Like,
and it was on Uno Lavos, and then I lost my watch or something. Like, and then it was.
Yeah, it was. So that's 10 for me. Your 10th, please.
Before that 10th, just as a thing, I think you're all right about Shorty Horror maybe beating Luna. I don't know who he's got. I'm predicting personally it's if it's Don't Flop, I would predict that it'd be Shuffle T. I know I have no horse in the race, but I feel like that's someone.
That's probably the best bet, right?
Like deserving of that battle. It could be some international, absolutely. It's just if it was a UK, I have a feeling that it'd be Shuffle T, and I'm so down for that because I'd love to see how a Luna deals with someone like Shuffle T. Because Shuffle T, like Lunar style, like the jokes. I think Shuffle has that jokey style, but Shuffle is so polished. So I'd love to see how Luna goes with that.
Shuffle has
but Shuffle is so advanced as well. Shuffle has so many cards in his deck.
He does.
He does have that humor that Lunar C does.
It's like Shuffle T could match Luna just by doing silly willy jizz jokes, or he could just dismantle him. Whereas I think Luna maybe.
I don't know silly willy jizz jokes. Pause.
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah. Assuming that would have been the Lunar that we get, like I think the 2011 for sure. It's just I don't know. I'm interested if it is that one. I'm making it up.
Yeah.
I'd be very interested in it. Where are we at 10?
So your 10th, please. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on Luna, but I think we had to. I think when Luna comes up, you gotta
10. My 10 is Quill.
Oh, Quill's down to 10. I like that.
Quill is at 10. As I said to you before, to me, the most dangerous battle rapper Like one of three of the most dangerous right now. Great performances and like for what he's doing now and how Quill needs credit for rejuvenating Don't Flop.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He really like the way that
Yeah.
representing Don't Flop on Premier Battles and making that chain matter. Like respectfully for Crafty, he was just beating people. Like and Quill really said, "This is actually a title. This means something. I am the Don't Flop champion." And like where Don't Flop is now, I mean, I'm sure Quill will take quite a lot of credit for it, but it definitely is credit to be given to him because Don't Flop now is almost back. And Quill and Gemini in particular was such a highlight battle to bring it back. And Quill's never been afraid of doing concept. He's never been afraid of being put on the spot, like the Quill and Charlie Clips battle, like that really elevated
Mm-hmm.
Quill and Raptor, and now Quill and Visual, like Quill and Marlowe, like he's such amazing, but I just want more of it now, and I can't wait to see Hollow versus Quill. I want it to be there live. I don't think I can. I can't wait to see it though. Super excited.
Number 9 now for me.
Okay.
This is
On who
again
you go, mate?
someone we've not mentioned yet. There's so many things I like about battle rap. I love the witty wordplay and the double entendre and the scheme and the whatnot. But I also like that battle rappers can become juggernauts and battering rams, and that they can inhabit this primal energy like a berserker, like word to Alexander
Mhm.
Skarsgård in The Northman, which is one of the best films released in the last 10 years, by the way. If you've seen it, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, this guy has been fighting the good fight for a long damn time,
Mhm.
and he's still hanging with the best. He's still the high watermark. If you just want to be a bit of a vicious bastard who wants to gnaw on his opponent and just fucking annihilate them with
Uh,
insane wordplay and just kind of pushing themselves to limits that most battle rappers, barely even threaten. Um, Unan is 9.
the man that battle rap made the first chant for a battle rapper in
Mhm.
UK battle rap. You done.
Mhm.
Everyone's going, why they bring him? And it's like, Yunan, Yunan.
Yeah.
Like 2015, 20, no, when did this battle happen? 2014, 13?
2013,
Like
2013, that
people are
was.
going, you like way before any other battle rapper was getting that sort of acclaim. Like Yunnan is such a great. I've got him on my list, obviously. Just like royalty in battle rap. I know he can put himself in these situations and whatnot, or people fall
Mm.
out with him, whatever. Strictly in battle rap, in battles, professional. Like the whisper situation, respectfully, that could have went left super quickly,
Mm.
and he
I
still
was
kept
there, yeah.
composure and still did the rounds, and that's and there's always a lot of battles where things could happen. Like I'm not going to air it all out because people probably know what I'm talking about when you put it all on a list of
Mm.
things that Yunan's been through in battles, but he's kept composure almost all the time. He's been around, he's and consistently working and having his style, then working towards making it better. One of those that really you would say is in that rap dojo. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Really,
Yeah, I
really
mean,
putting in that
like,
work.
he's the monstrosity.
He's the
And
monstrosity.
that is the Rubicon, really. Does that make you cringe? Then you're not a Yunnan fan. Do you
Mm.
buy into the pen game deeper than journals lost in the wrecks of the Titanic? Like, if that's the sort of stuff that makes you go, oh, which it does for me,
Uh-huh.
then I just love when Yunnan just fucking launches off. You know what I mean? I think he's the best at that. I think the inner drama of Tommy Villis, respectfully, is captivating to me. I feel
Uh-huh.
like he's an anti-hero. He's a tragic figure in a way, but like he's also
Yeah.
a hero. Um, I mean, Yunnan knows that I love him. Me and my friend Danny, I mentioned Danny before, young Mace's friend from
Yeah.
primary school. We both love Yunnan. Like that's something we bond on. We just talk about Yunnan and like great Yunnan battles and stuff. And again, I can't put him at number 1, even though
Yeah.
my soul and my balls want to pause. But Yunnan is ninth. Yunnan is my
He's
number
a
9. So
face
who is
and a heel
it's
at the same time.
you know what? If fucking aliens landed on Earth and they needed to battle up someone, I'd send Yunnan fourth to win. Like I feel like
Oh
he's
yeah, yeah,
dependable.
yeah,
Like he's a
yeah.
workhorse.
There's like a Danny Myers esque thing to Yunnan,
Oh no,
kind
no,
of.
Cam. It's so funny you say that because literally, I think my dream battle is them two, is Danny and
Wow.
Yunnan.
Like that, and it would
Hitlers.
be high intensity. That would be a
We
fantastic
go.
one as well.
And Danny really wants to battle Soul.
Oh
Like
yeah,
for years, Danny Myers has wanted to battle Soul. So, but that's 9 for me. Cam, what's yours?
my 9. Now again, this is at the point where it's rarefied air. I love that term. I'm stealing it from you.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
I've used that a few times to describe this. I love it.
I have.
And this spot now that where everyone could easily be swapped over, like this like 10-5, 10-4, anyone can interchange. So it's not. If anyone thinks, oh, my top 10 or your top 10 is totally different to theirs, it's not an issue because they all could be in different places. So my number 9, and I'm preparing you for this one. My number 9 is Kruger.
That's great.
that
Got on
Kruger,
fire.
Kruger is 9, right? And the reason for him being 9 is he's an
Would you put
amazing rapper.
Picasso at 9? Like, sorry, go on. Sorry, go
Yeah,
on.
yeah. He is an amazing rapper. He's had amazing battles. I like when he left officially, like he had because he took on like Fresco and he had some battles versus people of his era. I wanted to see him versus a newcomer. What these newer guys are saying, like where could we be seeing a Kruger versus Bobby Rex? You know, like he battled people of a certain stature, the DNAs. You know, he battled people of his era, kind of old schoolish that were still around. I can't, if you please tell me differently, but I don't remember him giving a shot. And I would have loved to have seen him to give a shot to someone.
He was in a weird position to give a shot.
He was he was in a weird position. And if he stayed for longer, like if he was a little more like common in battle rap still, like I think he'd be in a higher place. And if he just had just some more clashes and some because the impact in the clashes undeniable. And undeniable. And again, a complete fan favorite. Like no one had a bad thing ever to say about Kruger. A total professional, straight to the craft, a rapper's rapper. Like that's the first time I'm throwing that term.
He
out
really
in
pushed the envelope, I think. I think he
really, and
inspired a
still
lot of people.
To this day, still pushes the envelope in different ways.
No, he does.
It's when looking through these other people, you know, that are here now, that are like, you know, have been super popular, like that are all around.
Crew is like,
difficult. It's difficult.
He's on a level above. You know, for me, yeah. But we'll get to my pick of Kruger. But Kruger at 9, I think it's still. I think anything top 10 is like these are the guys that we personally, you know, really, really admire. So,
Absolutely.
On that theme, then, I want to get to my next battler, which is at number 8. So, this is a battler who started off a little slow. Like when I was getting into battle rap, I was aware of this guy. But I wasn't necessarily. I'd sort of gone back and watched the early battles, and I wasn't too convinced. I felt like it almost took him to become champion of Don't Flop, for him to really unleash his potential. And I think almost the championship being the the title holder became maybe a little bit too much, and he didn't like the sort of having to battle here and where and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he stick with Don't Flop and various other leagues, but battled some huge names, battled Shocks that we mentioned before. FBA, the battle against Troy Brown is fantastic as well. Yunnan, of course, Shotty. This is Tony D.
Tony D.
Tony D at 8.
Oh, 8. Sorry, 8. Tony
D
D
is my 8th.
yeah, what can be said about Tony D? Like, as when there was a time where Tony, because every battle rapper had to build up. If you weren't there for 2009, you that had to go through a process or somewhat, and Tony went through the process. Even though Tony is before that an established rapper, signed rapper, like that's what he does. He still went through the same process. He still battled the Ims. He still battled a few, Adam the rappers. He still battled these guys to then get to where he is. So there's a huge respect for Tony D there. I have him on my list, obviously. Like everyone will have probably on the list now. Just I think that maybe that's maybe a bit low for him, but that's my personal opinion. I totally see that where you are with Kruger and a few others with the list that's coming up. Not a problem with them being there. Just a great person in battle rap and a real representative. When a representative was needed, like O'Shea would have done great, and that battle in itself is also a classic.
Oh my god.
The representing that Tony did for Don't Flop for that long period, just incredible. And even to this day, incredible. All the battles that he has now, like still, most of it is still on good standard.
Oh my god, he is so classy. There is such an inspired mind behind his bars.
Yeah.
And I listen to every single word because he's just that sort of I don't mean it's an insult, but that sort of drunken master style that he has, that sort of, slightly inebriated, but completely sharp. And the acuity of his lines is extraordinary. So
it's kind of that like, this right hand is over here, but the left hand is stealing your car keys.
Yeah.
Boom, just you've not even noticed it because you're following this and then you're hit with something like crazy.
It's more of it's definitely a sleeper battle in the Tony D catalog. But him versus Templar Surfer, which has got 11,000 views, came out in 2016, August, 2016. That is an extraordinary battle. Really, like Tony D puts on a clinic there to take that out.
And that was a different style for Tony D because Tony D didn't rap like that often. He didn't rap like that with Chris Lees. Like he went there, recognized the material he needed to do, and that's and the adversity of Tony D is also something that's underrated. That he works in any crowd. He has a concept of what he's trying to say. Like his material fits wherever he's at because he's taken that time to go. Okay, this maybe needs a bit more jokes. This maybe needs a bit more this, a bit more that. Just on it. An established battle rapper, established man, a great guy, a representative for all battle rap.
Entirely, and someone who battled really often as well, like and can kind of go toe to toe like with Shocks, with Bizzo, with the sort of major threats of the time. He's always himself. Like Georgie Roots as well as another like newer guy that he battled. That was a really good battle as well. But your eighth, please, Cam.
My eighth, part of the best 2-on-2 team that we have ever. Shuffle T is 8.
Well, Shuffle is 7 for me.
Okay.
So as is BRR rules, I'll put mine in because we are pretty much tied there. I felt this was like I feel like at the top of the list, there's like almost like the what I mean, the gods of gods.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Shuffle's there yet, but yes, he is a genius. He is,
absolute genius, extremely polished, amazing performer, like and brave enough like soul to do concepts and just like the things I would say about Shuffle T like would almost sound like glazing. Like he's just an incredible rapper, incredible performer. Like there's a reason why Shuffle T gets those commercial breaks, like the Oreos and things like that, because as I think we said about someone yesterday, I can't remember, easy access. So it's easy to watch his battles and go, euphorical. Easy to watch his battles and go, oh, that's battle rap, but that isn't what I thought it was. This is really fun. I'm going to watch more of this. This guy's really funny. I'll go see Heretic, Raptor. This guy's really funny. I love these rounds that he does. Like I just, Shuffle T is just, and I think Shuffle T would have been in a different spot if not, yeah, he would have been up a good amount if not for the Shotty Horror battle. To me, that was defining of Shuffle T and where he is, because that was, to be honest, an impossible task.
You think?
Like to face Shotty Horror, and no matter what, like, not to say positions or anything like that, the most anticipated battle rapper in the UK for returning all the time, like biggest moments, whatever. For Shuffle T, again, he said himself, you could take Mount Rushmore, I'll take Mount Olympus, and that felt like something, because Shotty Horror was really creme de la creme, and it was a moment for me. I still, I chop and change between who won that battle now, going back on it. But in the building, we couldn't believe what was happening. We just thought Shotty Horror, although great material, his life was getting taken away, and that airified legend status was getting knocked by a polished professional like Shuffle T. Like in the building, it felt like Shotty Horror lost, and I can't imagine many rooms that have ever felt that Shotty Horror loses. And in that moment, it just felt that Shuffle T had his number, and just that's how much of a professional that Shuffle is. Like he's such a great, and he could beat anyone at any moment.
He really can. He's like ultra intelligent, but never at the sacrifice of just being a great battler. Like, obviously he's co-written these, rhyme dictionaries and such, these multi-dictionaries, and he's fascinated by the semiotics of the thing. But it never feels academic what he's doing. It feels like always underneath it there is this like strong skeleton of skill and like awareness and kind of how he's matching syllables. But he is just great at disarming you, great at attacking you. He's really funny in his poise. I think his timing's terrific. We talked about Marlowe's timing before as well. So that's 7 for me, at 8 for you. What's your 7th?
My 7, and this one I could see him being 4, maybe for you, maybe a 3. Like I said, I could see him being somewhere. Personally, if I was to make a prediction of where he was for you with the list that we've got in front of us, my 7 is I have to consider everything in this guy's run. My 7 is O'Shea. My 7 is O'Shea.
Well, Cam, as is the rules, O'Shea is my 6.
O'Shea 6, okay. Now, for me, the reason that O'Shea is 7 is like O'Shea has the greatest moments. He does, and he comes into battles. Everyone's excited. Similar to Pedro, let him cook. He'll say whatever. The Briggsy performances, going back to Flex Digits and the Uno performance, and there's so many battles that he has where he's just like dealing with people incredibly well. Like in the rematch with Sensa and O'Shea, like the Tony D O'Shea, there's so many great moments, but then there is a few battles for him that have been just self-destruct.
I mean, when you battle a million times, inevitably, but you are right. Even
some of them are not
recently,
Exactly. So, like, going over there, and there's some amazing battles, but there's some poor ones as well, and he'll know that. And I'm saying that out of love, that he has these great battles. Just there's some that just do not pale in comparison. And I love the whole drink culture for him. That he's like, oh, go out, get wasted, and say rhyme and all that. I think it's hilarious, But I think there's some times where that's affected him, where O'Shea and Martin in particular, like that was kind of for a plate for him. You're going to be the next Don't Flop champion, and he didn't. He didn't get that. No, Don't Flop Premier Battles.
Yeah,
the next Premier Battles that he didn't. Apex won, and it's just that I had to consider everything there. But he is a certified legend. Like, it could have easily been 5. There's a part of me that I just seen a tweet from Tony D to say, if O'Shea isn't in top 5, then it's not valid. And I went, ha. but then there's a name that I was going to comment on Tony D's tweet about it, but then I stopped myself going no, because I'll give away who I've got in a different position for pushing other people slightly up. So
Yeah.
like I held myself back from it, but he is a legend. He definitely is. He can definitely be top 5 without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what can we say about O'Shea? Of course, he does have these missteps, undeniably. But I feel like what he embodies, like I feel like I remember getting into Battle Rap and I couldn't believe that O'Shea was real almost. It was like in my head, I knew what rap and battle rap
Uh-huh.
was. And just to see this kind of salubrious scouser who could also go on these wild kind of, as you say, inebriated improvisational schemes, but also be very absurd in his own right, constantly trying to be funny, constantly trying to look for a laugh, constantly trying to undermine you, like, but still a really good sort of battler. Like him versus
Yeah.
Kruger is a good example of him just being quite direct and stuff. So yeah, I think O'Shea is the logo of the organization, if you will, the Jerry West of the
Yeah.
NBA. I think he is kind of the epitome of this. He has been an engine that has continued to elevate the league as it goes through. He's always reliable. Obviously, hasn't been on Don't Flop for a long time, and for
Uh-huh.
whatever. But the Premier Battles and Rap is Fully's over there and stuff. But yeah, him versus Too Easy was one of the first battles ever uploaded on the channel, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So maybe I think no, it is the actual
Uh-huh.
cornerstone, the bedrock. So yeah, Osh there. Tony said top 5. We got 6, 7. I think that's good enough. I think
Yeah.
that our heart's in it. So 6 is O'Shea. Who's your 6, please?
My 6, as you said, the berserker himself, Yunnan is 6.
Oh, yeah, I love
Yunnan
it.
is 6.
I
Yunnan
like
didn't
that.
quite make the top 5 for me. But as a total professional in battles, has been through the thick of it, a heel in the face at the same time, a style that's forever modernized and worked on, always a student of the craft, yet still a legend. And that's what keeps you relevant for all these years. Like, there's never been a spot where Yunnan's not been around battling somewhere. I know he's got Kick Nelly next month, and he'll have 1 or 2 big battles coming up on the year. Like, just Yunnan is just the man. Like, and just there's so many classic moments for Yunnan and so many big moments where, similar to Juan, Yunnan was young. He
So
was
young.
young. Like Yunnan, what was he like 20 with Disaster? Like he was a young guy.
Oh, I think he was younger than that. Maybe it might have been
Like
teens
and you're
then.
you're in a crowd of 1,800 people against Disaster, and you're barely in. You're not even 20.
Hmm.
You try and keep composure in a situation like that. Oh, honestly, that's always it's always understated how difficult that would be. I couldn't be 18, 19 and trying to rap at Disaster. Well, Disaster has the
Oh
whole
my
crowd
God, no! It's
Eminem like going off on you. Like just
Yunnan, and I'm quoting the Yunnan has some of his most offensive bars ever in that battle
yeah,
versus Diz. What was it? If there was an elephant in the room, you'd be worshipping it or something like that. Like it was,
God.
it was unseemly. But so top 5 now, and
Uh-huh.
this is you know what I mean. This is like
Yeah.
the cream of the cream of the cream. Like this is where we are now. So you had this guy at 18, which kind of turned my stomach. Is my 5th pick.
All
Is
right.
my 5th pick.
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
again, to go on what you're saying, what you were talking about Archaic being ahead of I appreciate that. That was an interesting argument and like give me a lot to ruminate on, definitely. And yes, co-founded Don't Flop, and is in the front of pretty much every single battle we've spoken about
Yeah.
over these. Is there, like obviously, and he is a legend. But I feel like he's here for me in the sense that he was a really, really good battler, and even
Yeah.
when he came back out of sort of league owner retirement and battled on 5th birthday, and battled John and battled 24/7 and DNA
Yeah.
and stuff. He was almost like a cut above. I think the quality was just so evident there, and he
Uh-huh.
had this sort of I'm freestyling, but this is written urgency to him. He had this kind of like
Uh-huh.
this attack to him that I don't really feel in a lot of battlers. So yeah, it was a thrill getting into Don't Flop to be like, oh my God, he's a battler and you know, and then you realize how good he is, and you're like, okay, of course it makes sense. But I don't know. I had to have him here. I had to have him at 5.
Is this like when you say like the freestyle and written, like it's kind of
Yeah.
seems freestyly but written like the smoothest transitions probably of everyone on here who's able to freestyle and make it look professional and then have material that looks like it's freestyling because he's so smooth with it, so smooth, and you never quite know. Time of a hat, something happens, you know. Especially that DNA battle. I didn't even reference that with the
Oh my God, yeah, the
and because he really
30 somethings in your bars like an episode of Cheers.
Oh,
like, stop.
Him and Kruger really represented at that event.
They really did. And like, do you remember when fucking bodied PH and like the whole sort of
it was like
your bars were acceptable back in the day, and yeah.
Because in your time it was different, like
no, was an amazing battler. He was very good against John again. But the DNA battle was extraordinary, and DNA was very, you know, disaster, but I'm better than a disaster than you, you know. So, and DNA had that whole name flip. And he's like, even if you rearranged your letters, your name wouldn't be huger than mine. I was like, that's an original name flip right there.
It's original, but it's a stretch, but original.
It is a stretch. So is 5. Who is your 5th, please?
My 5th is Lunar Sea.
Okay, yeah.
Lunar Sea, like I think the impact is you put a clip of Lunar Sea on TikTok, that's 500,000 views. That's like he there's a reason why he is so desired in battle rap, like, and as a great rapper, a great performer, you know, like even with his return versus O'Shea, a fan favorite, and Lunar Sea did win. Lunar Sea did get him. Like O'Shea seemed a bit deflated, like by the second round, the third round, because Lunar kind of had his number. Like in Lunar, like obviously the 2-on-2s and everything. There's only one battle that's not 1,000,000 views. Like in the Marv battle again is on its way to 100K after being away for so long, and it's just like Lunar is so sought after. Like, and his impact in the fans who appreciate Lunar. Like I couldn't put him anywhere but 5th because of how impactful he is. And I think we're at a point that we would never believe this. As you said, a bit of a meme thing. Like at a point, if Lunar does well in this battle, like there could be a reasonable argument to say we should get a Lunar versus Shotty. Like I know, style wise, it's possible to make though now. It used to be it never happened. But
I feel like it will happen. It'll probably happen in the next 10 years. I don't know if it'll happen immediately, but I feel like, you know, I don't know where battle rap's going to go in the next 10 years, but I feel like it's just one of those matches that even if you've never watched something in 25 years, you'd be like, oh, those two guys are battling on the Cyberlink. You know what I mean? So
that would be like I'm not saying like I know Shotty would have it on Premier Battles, and Lunar I don't think fussed on where it would happen. No. You know, that is a sellout battle on its own.
Oh no, that's yeah. If you do that, and then you have Yunan and Danny Myers underneath, and then you go,
Jesus,
you know,
absolutely arc and respect, BA. Like,
no, what they do an event of all the battles we've spoken about on this video, and it's just like, let's just. You know.
Christ, don't even spoil me with a good time, because like that would be sick.
So, number 4. For me, this is a guy that pretty much as soon as he started, everyone was saying this guy might be one of the greatest ever. I remember knowing about him in passing, and did a video, maybe this was building up to 6th birthday, and he mentioned that this guy was going to be battling Big T. And I remember thinking at the time, who's this and why is he battling Big T? And I was at 6th birthday, and I was at the front, and I watched Gemini battle Big T, and I was a fan forever. And then I saw Gemini just go through everyone, go through Yunan, go through Clips, Dialect, Tox, Raptor, Shocks, Bobby. Gemini is absolutely extraordinary battle rapper who seems to understand the art form on a kind of audience level. Like he just writes so good to listen to and to react
Mhm.
to. Like he is a talent above talent, one of the greatest I've ever seen. I'm so happy he's still doing this stuff.
Yeah,
Gemini at 4.
I'm happy with that placement. I think for Gemini, like this last year in battle rap has been so impactful for UK battle rap. A lot of that's to do with Gemini. A lot of that because of being on both leagues, being active. Like the difference that it's made having Gemini active in battle rap. Like there's a lot of US people now, a lot of US fans that are checking in on UK battle rap in the last year and a bit because Gemini is active. And as much as we can say, oh yeah, he lost to Koji, I can't forget that for 7, 8 years, Gemini was literally undefeated.
Yeah.
Literally undefeated. Even against Seoul, Summer Madness,
Mm-hmm.
and dealt with Seoul in a way that no one has ever dealt with Seoul before. No one's ever played them cards, put that across. Respectfully, he'll say it too, an ugly battle, but you had to work that battle a different way. And there's a reason why them two were on Summer Madness.
And
Like
we saw that battle, I think, side by
saw
side,
that
right?
live. We seen the
We
crowd
saw it
call
live.
Seoul racist. We seen that. And
Yeah.
so giving not nice finger gestures to the crowd and then
Yeah.
fighting back in the second round and like great stuff. And Gemini is just again similar to Tony D, a total just a legendary talent, amazing rapper, super accomplished. Like Gem is just between Quill, Gemini, dangerous battle rappers that we've got. Like it's just an incredible artist, and everything that Gemini does just turns into gold. Like whatever he decides to do, he's just great at. And whether like you would think that some battles that he has, they'd be really difficult for him, but he works to everyone's. It's like he has an answer for everyone. And that's what made even made the Koji battle so impactful that he lost. And even then, it's super close that someone took down Ivan Drago. There's the amount of things to say about Gemini. Gemini is a totally accomplished battle rapper.
Yeah, he's kind of in a class of his own, isn't he? Really, the fact that he's came back and he hasn't missed a step, but just the sort of the utter quality of his writing and his performances, like how he all brings it together. Him versus Coffee. But your 4th, please, Cam.
My 4th there, and my 4th is Tony D.
Okay, yep.
Tony D is 4th for me. Again, we've said a lot of great things about Tony D. Established rapper, just again how his performances go, just a total professional, lives up to almost every standard. Like I think the only time there was ever a question was the Real Deal battle back in
it was
10 years ago. Weird event. Was that Fresco versus Rowan? Like Thesaurus DNA, weird event. But just a total professional, and is really if a battle rapper, not many battle rappers can strive to be like Tony D ever, but you are better for trying to be like Tony D. You are better for trying to reach that goal. You may never reach that goal, but you are better for trying to be like that. And for almost everyone on this list that is active right now, Tony D is the standard they're trying to set.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think Tony D, the pedigree, the sort of level of his writing, just the kind of the way he delivers these things is extraordinary. And yeah, as I said, anything in the top 10, I think it's kind of interchangeable.
Yeah,
which is kind of a bit of a get out thing to say, but you know what I mean.
I know it.
So
it's a too much from getting cooked.
yeah. So number 3 for me is someone that is in your top 10. Kruger's my number 3.
Kruger's your number 3. Okay.
Kruger's my number 3.
Oh, your number 2, 2 and 1 will be super interesting then. Yeah. Like tell us about Kruger, my man.
Well, I mean, I feel like Kruger's still a breath of fresh air. I feel like just the way Kruger would attack his opponents. I think about the O'Shea battle, for example, where he has a whole round about how O'Shea's always holding a pint whenever he's seen, and you'll sort of, follow that thread through. His kind of absurd mind and also what he contributed. Obviously, he is the co-founder of Don't Flop, what he's gone on to do, his design aesthetic, all the kind of stuff that he would include, his music as well. I know music's kind of beside the point, but Lazy EP, me and Dave reviewed that many years ago. Check that out on Battle Resume. But I think Kruger really kind of stands alone in terms of the battle rap artiste. And I've always admired this guy and always been inspired by this guy. And I think he's too important and too skillful to be anything than, on the winner's podium, as it were, on the top three.
Just as you were on about the Kruger, about his original angles, I remember how that Sharon battle that he had really, and Sharon was up and coming, really had his number. I should have came dressed in the clown kit so he'd freestyle 3 rounds about it and it'd sound shit.
The king of the dot pencil case and all yeah. So Kruger at 3. Kruger at 3, Cam.
So my 3, I'm putting. Oh, this one hurts a little bit, but I had to try and take my bias out of it because my 3rd is as long as I know, I think in battle rap, for as long as I've remembered, the closest person living to me that knows anything about battle rap, Soul. Soul is number 3.
Soul at 3. Okay.
Soul at 3. I mean, I'm sure you're going to be telling us all about Soul as well. Like just like the writing, the attack, the originality, like leaving and coming back, the hero story, in having a style that nobody liked back in 2011, 2012, comes back 2015 and he becomes that guy. Like his story and how fans perceived him and had to work to change from Mr. 13 onwards is just incredible work. The pigsty battle that got him the Don't Flop return because he cooked so well in the consistent King of the Dot battles, bodying Osa. Now, at a time, Osa was just he was someone that he was a cult classic like Ogmios in Canada. Osa was someone we all wanted to see back in battle rap. And so the fact that Drake, I'm not sure Drake picked that battle, I guess, but he was on the King of the Dot card with Drake on it. Same with Shorty Horror. These were the guys that were picked out to represent in the 6. Like it just showed, and the Soul Sketch Menace battle is what just consistent. Being in South Africa, I think he was the first battler in South Africa, like first UK battle rapper there. Like I'm sure he had
Briggsy and Raptor. They all sort of was that.
Well, I think they came afterwards. I think it was Soul because I think Soul went with Bender and Lopeshi, and then Bobby and Raptor, and kind of like in a little cruise, kind of, and just so much good work from Soul. Like we'll be talking about him more, but we'll get on with the 1s and 2s just now before we're talk more about Soul.
Well, just before we do that, like, because I am going to speak at Soul at length, but like, when did you first encounter Soul? Like, what's your relationship to Soul? Being Scottish, does that add an element to it, or am I being crude there?
You know what? I think for me personally, it's like as much being Scottish in enjoying battle rap. I've watched so much English battle rap, so it was good to have Scottish voices. However, we are British. We are all part of the same island, quote unquote. That it didn't really fuss me too much. And obviously I've said before about where at the time of where Soul was battling and Don't Flop, the state of the Scottish scene that it wasn't something we're following. So it was good to have a representative. But I think for me, there was that. Was it 20? What was that Soul battle that Blood in the Water 5 that got really poor, was received really poorly, but kind of became a cult classic?
Blood in the Water 5.
Was it the last Blood in the Water? He had a battle there. I don't think it was 24/7. He had a battle there, or was it an Australian?
Yeah,
This is really deep cut now. He had it.
yeah, that's deep cut soul. Yeah.
He had an Australia. I think it was Australia because the Australian battle rapper that he was quite good for his writing as well. It was at Blood in the Water versus Soul, with Soul had like a hood up and kind of like he was a younger Soul. I think that was my first being aware of Soul, because again there was so much to digest at the time. Please check the verse tracker. Please check it.
I am looking at the verse tracker, and I know, so we have Soul versus Matter, which is a personal favorite of mine, as many people know. And Soul versus 24/7, getting into 2012, rocking that hoodie, that iconic.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? It was like the battle.
24/7, yeah, is probably
it didn't get received very well at all.
Yeah, the US guy, yeah. So,
but he was again going over like all the best material from him and whatnot. It was just a great, and for him being Scottish, it was also amazing to see that someone who's actually not that far. I didn't even know he's from Kirkcaldy until he mentioned it in the C major battle. Like until he mentioned like and like Rowan's Fife dog. You know what I mean? Like, until actually going, oh shit, he's actually about 40, 50 miles away from me. Like that's mental. So it was impactful to see, but when you consider with the other two names for me, I had to take my Scottish bias out of it and go, right, this is a UK list for me, and I wanted my list to not be totally clouded by that, respectfully.
All right, top 2 time. So shout out to the 62 watching, by the way.
Oh.
This
did reach 60. People did say that.
Yeah, no. Appreciate you all. So
fucking water bottle.
We've got 2 left each now. And it's funny, actually. I've been looking at the comments throughout, and a lot of people have been predicting what our sort of top 10s, top 5s will be. And, they've had me pegged quite accurately, I must say. So, number 2 for me is, I think, one of the most dominant battlers alive. I think someone whose skill set and charisma and persona.
Let's go, Tom. Let's go.
And ability. And I think this is someone that has shown out consistently at the highest levels. I think, possibly his biggest accolade is that outside of these quaint aisles, he is the person that everyone knows as the English guy who does battle rap.
There it goes.
Shotty second for me.
I fucking yeah. That I respect that. Like Shotty, what a guy! Like and his if he had the battles that were like cancelled on him, I would think you'd probably have him at 1. Like the battles that he's been ducked from are better than most battles resumes.
Oh hell yeah!
Like Averb, Tay-Rock, Young Ill, whatnot, like QP, a few others, right? And the reason he gets them plates is because he's that guy. He is, and for the longest time, and then it kind of helps him that Premier Battles is like right now, Respected Don't Flop is the number 1 league in the UK right now.
Definitely,
and that he kind of has a part in it, and it helps him out for sure. But being that he is just such a talent, a great rapper, great connections, and connections with like Deadmau5 and all around the world, and ended up living in Toronto for like 3 years, apparently. I had no idea. He just felt like he was still part of the scene, even though he wasn't around.
Yeah.
Like he was literally in Canada for so long, and we didn't even know that because he still felt he was part of us, and he was just getting booked once or twice a year. Like, he's the guy that everyone wants to battle. He's the top of the mantelpiece. Literally, everyone calls him out, whether it's Calico to Quill. Like, everybody wants Shotty Horror. And, like, he's just the epitome of UK battle rap to this day. He came in, he conquered, he stayed on top, and has stayed on top ever since.
And he's so good as well.
Unbelievably good at
He's really like
he's one of those between him and Soul.
Yeah.
And I'll leave the other name out for a second. Between him and Soul, when you say that battle rap, because I've always said that battle rap is when people say, "Oh yeah, it's just people dissing each other," like the imitator, and that I always play off as a joke, but it kind of gets me a little bit because battle rap is almost the closest form to a Shakespearean art form.
Definitely.
Like there's nothing else right now in modern culture that is written like material that is like against someone but so complex in that way.
Yeah,
Apart
it's the
from words.
opposite of a bloody TikTok, isn't it? It's like
Oh,
you've got to
absolutely.
just sit and watch 10 minutes of Shotty performing. That's it. But it's great.
It's long form. It's long form talent. You have to and the level of consideration taken to become a battle rapper, and that's why when going through all this listing, people that aren't there, it is we respect you for your art form because we know it's so difficult to do. But when we go ahead and the word battle rap ends, and we go, what was the best stuff written? You would go look to Tony D, Shorty Horror, Soul, Geminis, all these Krugers, all these people, and say this is the greatest material. This is why it's so great. Look at how these multiple syllables work. Look at the double entendres. And Shotty Horror just encapsulates everything about battle rap, about UK battle rap, and being competitive and also performing in promotions and whatnot. There's so much that can be said about Shotty Horror, and
exactly.
that's been a little bit of my little saying here. So much to be said, and I don't want to gush over for hours about it because there's still more gushing to do, Tom. For you.
There's still a little bit left in the gush.
Still a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah. There's still
Shotty Horror just
a lot of potential for more
the
gushing.
throne is on his head. Like I know Bizzle's the champ, but we know what's going on here.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
We know that Shotty is the number one. Spoiler alert. But no, for you, like he's number two. For me, he's up there. That's why I'm having such a long spiel about him. Yeah, he's just a great.
Okay.
Now that I guess I may as well go for number two then.
Yeah, please.
Gemini's number two.
Wow, Gemini. Oh, interesting.
So Gemini's number two because until Koji, literally undefeated, and I can't take that away from him.
No, yeah.
Like literally undefeated, and to the point you could debate rounds of was he losing rounds? Like only later on did he start losing some rounds, but still clearly dismantling people. And Gemini was the name again. I keep referring to that Tony D tweet that I went, "Where's Gemini?" And I got rid of it because he said, "So Tony D, like himself, Shotty Horror, O'Shea." And I think I can't remember the other name at the top of the head, but he never mentioned Gemini. I went, where's Gem in that conversation? I feel, especially now, he's finally got the Don't Flop title. There was a point where he needed that to be like he was already that kind of champion of Don't Flop for a while when Shotty Horror wasn't around and he was fucking off other places. When Gemini was climbing up, he was considered a champion anyway. Just Gemini, just as such a great in battle rap and UK battle rap, and now is the reason why he's getting why he's getting the T tops, and why he gets the coffee browns, why he gets all the big names calling, because he's just generational talent. So I tell you what we can do. Put my one down on the side there for Shotty Horror, and then I'm going to let you cook.
It's been predicted since we announced these episodes, even before we hit, live stream. But obviously there's a lot of content of me speaking about battle rap out there, and people know that my favorite battle rapper of all time is Soul. It has always been Soul. Since I first got into battle rap, when I saw Lunacy teamed up with a guy called Matter, and I started to watch Matter battles, and then I found Matter versus Soul, and it really just blew my head apart, kind of seeing this level of writing, this kind of soul-esque. I feel like he's an adjective unto himself, really. I know it's an acquired taste, but it was insane to see as time went on. Soul went from being this kind of like, misfit, for want of a better word, that people didn't quite
Yeah.
understand, to post-punch, people realizing that this guy writes some of the most exciting, adrenaline-filled, academic, kind of muscular battle rap. Like, he really attacks his opponent in a multitude of directions. The creativity is just overflowing. And I still can't get enough of Soul. I've been a Soul fan now for 12
Yeah.
years, and I will always be a Soul fan. And I love all the guys on this list, truly. But Soul for me is the greatest. He is just my kind of, my fave, for want of a better word. And I think his back catalog speaks for himself.
Yeah, the fact that we're at a point. I know we mentioned it with Danny Myers and Soul. Like we've had like Geechee Gotti calling out Soul. We've had other top tier battle rappers calling out Soul, and Soul just going, "Nah, you're okay. Nah, no. You're not saying that he's like below Soul, but kind of like passing it off. Geechee Gotti's called you out, and you specifically, and you just go, "Nah, not the time." But that's the type of guy Soul is, though. Soul as a talent, just he's never been phased of competition. He's all creative. He's all, I'm writing the best stuff, and I'm writing the best stuff, and that's it. Like all the syllables, yeah. God, I could go on, but Soul is one of the best ever as well. Like this, we knew that was coming, but Soul's still just fantastic. Like
yeah. I mean, proved overseas as well, and seems retired at the moment, but just has an unbelievable kind of breadth of writing, and I still find his rounds, so compelling to go back to. And there you have it, man.
Oof.
That's the top. The comments have been crazy.
Oh,
but I feel like
man.
my list has been worse received actually than your list. I think your list has gotten more favorable reception. But
God, I can't lie, I'm shocked at that because obviously there's the thing about me and hot takes and whatnot. But that's the thing. I hope with people that are looking at your list now that the list is complete to say I see why.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't care, respectfully, if you do see why. This is just my list. And if you get annoyed about it or get upset or you like it or you hate it, whatever, hopefully you'll do your own list and you'll talk about it. Because
absolutely,
why are we doing this? I'm not doing this to solve a riddle about what's the best list. It's just my list and it's Cammy's list. And the reason we're doing this is because, like you guys, we are fans of this thing. And this is a fun way of just chatting about it. This is a really fun kind of way to structure a conversation. So there you go.
And at least that you can watch all the videos. It's round by round by round, a couple of minutes at least.
Oh yeah,
talking about every single one. So whether you can be like, oh, he shouldn't be here, we at least give a justification for everyone. And whether me and Tom agree or disagree, or we have thoughts, we've definitely made it clear that we're like, oh, maybe not there. We at least having that conversation ourselves. But there is justification in every single one because it's our own list.
And the main reason we're doing this, for entertainment. It's called Don't Flub Entertainment, boys. The clue's in the name. I hope everyone watching this has enjoyed it because this has been a blast, my guy. I just want to give you your flowers as well before we close to say.
Well, before you give me flowers, sorry to cut your wisdom. Can I do this little list that I've rappers I thought you would put in?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
I'll do this real quick. So I've got a little list here. So the ones that I think you did put in, you put Big J in.
Yep.
And you put Juan in.
I did.
And you put Psychosis Holocaust in.
Number 19, yep.
So the people that I put in, I thought you were going to try and fit them on.
Is it going to be like Adam the Rapper?
That's the first one.
Yeah.
That's the first one. Adam the Rapper, right? That was one. You didn't put him in. I thought he was going to be like a 40 spot or something. Chronicle. I thought you were going to try because Chronicle had a moment.
Honestly, that might have been a misstep by me to not think of him. Yeah,
Like I
I had
thought
him on
you
the
would have put
list.
him in.
I had him on the list, but he didn't make the final cut. But yeah, I think I probably would have put Chronicle on. To be fair, I probably would have done. Yeah.
So like, but you know, we sit and make the list, and I think your list is totally almost all of it is justified. Well, it is
But
justifiable
dude,
because you
again,
told
let
it.
me stress. I don't care what people think about this list. With the greatest respect, it's just my list. It's how
Uh-huh.
I like battle rap. Like,
Yeah,
how many friends do we have in our lives? Everyone else loves this TV show. They don't like it because it's just
yeah,
them. It's who they are. So for people to get butthurt in the comments and be like, "This guy doesn't know what I talk about," you're
like
damn right. None of us do. This is
yeah,
for
well,
fun.
definitely.
So I'm just trying to like stamp on that little anthill now. I know it's not going to do any
Yeah.
good, but
No,
to
no, but
clarify,
it's I'm like you're totally right in saying like we like you've clearly you've made your list. I've made my
yeah,
list. It's what it is. Like people
whose
make
whose list
lists.
am I going to make? The list that I think is going to please people. I don't care about
Yeah.
that list. Like like I
So
don't.
another one. Soul Jitsu.
That's a good. Yeah, I considered
Sojitsu, I thought,
him.
because Sojitsu, the sarcasm at that
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
I know he kind of changed the style a little later on, but when he was with the hat and the
You did
long
that, and
jacket,
yeah, no,
like,
I hear that.
and I've got three more. Old English,
Yeah, a little inconsistent for me. I like old the shot food with like spud gun, but
and especially that Old English and Soul battle.
yes, that is a great battle from both. Really
That
good.
was that one there. I did think as well. You thought you would have had Lefty.
I really liked him versus Uno recently. That was a really good
Uh-huh.
battle. But Lefty would have again. We could have done a top 100. We really
Yeah.
could have done. So they would
Uh-huh.
have been in there.
And then I think the last one here, and you'll have a laugh at this one. And I again, I maybe this one was a bit of a troll one. JB.
That, I do like JB.
I know you like JB.
I do think JB's good. I feel like on that wavelength, maybe Dank Schrader, I would have been more likely to
Yeah.
pick over JB.
Okay, I
I thought you
respect
were going to
that.
say like Simon Mole or something, which would have like
No,
he like had two battles, like
like but that was where my thought was. Like, okay, there's
yeah,
some names that are like I've heard you talk about, and went, is he going to do that? Like I said, you've had, there's so much content for you talking about battle rap and
there
everything for
is,
so long
unfortunately.
that there's definitely names that I've heard reoccurring over the years.
Yes,
And went,
yeah,
okay, this is maybe he's going to make it. And that was just a little extra fun for me. I wish I tell you so you could think of that too, but we can always do that another time.
yeah.
Or
We can do it. We definitely do that in the future.
uh,
And I do kind of want to wrap up now. But what I think we should do, Cam, maybe in a week or so, we'll work out a good time for us. The comments have been crazy on this video.
yeah,
And I've saved them all on the live stream. And I think
nice.
maybe in a week we'll come back. We'll
Uh-huh.
see as the dust has settled. We'll react to what people said to our lists. We'll see what else has happened.
Do you
But
pick other people's lists and look at them
yeah,
as
no,
well?
exactly. It'd be good to react to everyone's list as well. So
Uh-huh.
send your lists in. The comments of this video, battleresume@gmail.com, all that stuff. But there it is. There is our top 25
There it is.
of the 50 greatest of all time. This has been a treat as always. Cam, any final closing words for you?
Oh man, I'm tired. I'm tired. This is
It's been
taking a lot of
it's almost been
brain.
3 hours again. We've gone mad on
Oh
this. So,
man, this is such brain power to try and get this all right. I know you were about to give me my flowers. I need to give you yours. Like this, like having this set up in the conversation, like setting it all up as it is. And we talked about an idea like this, and
yeah.
I kind of had second doubts on this idea, and you went, no, we'll do it this way because it's going to have that conversation about battle rap.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. These guys seem to be just all involved, and I love that. And I hope it just transpires into more, honestly.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you're somewhat back. I know I'm in a lot of videos, but I try and check the ones that I'm not in to see you live and talk about these things. But it's been an incredible experience. And since back in the day, like after Summer Madness 8, talking about all the All-Star events, and you are part of the reason why I do the blogging.
Yeah,
You,
appreciate it, man.
you guys, you gave me a platform to talk. They gave me a platform to talk, and becoming where we are now, I have to thank you so much for that.
No,
Like,
thank you, man.
I
And
look forward to seeing you at Members, man. I really
yes,
do.
yes. So I will be at Membars. So every single battler that's pissed off with me, if you want to attack me, that's where I'm going to be at Brixton
Oh
Jam.
no, don't say that because I'm going to have
So,
to try and defend you.
but
I'm going to come in with a glass bottle and
you know, I think if you listen to Power Resume, if you know who I am, you know that I like to mess around and I don't take anything serious. So this is
uh-huh.
all meant as fandom, as fans, and I want to give a huge shout out to yourself, Cam.
Oh
This,
god.
you're the only guy that I would want to do it with.
Pause.
Pause. That's the worst one yet,
That was an instinct reflex. We just oh.
but no, this has been a treat, man. And I know it's a big undertaking to do this sort of thing, to actually think about this
Yeah.
thing. So I really appreciate the time you put into it. And I want to also give a shout out to all 50, well, 100. I know we've had a little bit of crossover of our own lists. We'll have to do the maths on this and work out how many battlers we actually named. And, because I know obviously
Yeah.
there's a few kind of repetitions. And
'Cause-
finally, I want to give a big shout out to everyone that's been watching live because we live stream stuff on Battle Resume, but it's rare that we get these kind of, dare I say, big audiences. 44 again. I
yeah.
know it's not massive, but Battle Rap's kind of tiny. And I'm sure most of the people in the comments we know, we've hung out at events, we've seen them, we stood in the crowd, we didn't even know they were there. So shout out to the whole community, shout out to everyone, because this is a celebration of this amazing thing that me and Cammy. We're not battlers, we're not event
No.
organizers, we're just fans, and we have been privy to a wonderful thing.
One thing I would ask, and I'm calling this specific channel out.
Mm.
That on X, you might be aware of them. Battle Rap Data, like it's kind of
Oh,
it's
yeah.
slow essentially. I
ScoMo,
would
yeah.
want him to take these two, and make a score sheet of, and whoever gets the highest points to make a top 50 out of that. So like if
Oh,
your
yeah.
number one gets 50 points, and you know what I mean, you can make a whole points, and out of our two lists,
I like
make
it.
an
I like it.
actual 50 out of the two. And I would ask if they would do that. I would love to see how that would work. You know what I'm saying? We can make a conglomerate.
Yeah. Just to get the sabermetrics on it, definitely get the
Yeah,
data
because I
on
think
it.
I think I think ScoMo would actually something he would enjoy doing, and then we could react to that as well when we come back.
We will definitely do that. And as I said at the start of the video as well, I will be doing another one of these top 50 countdowns on a slightly different topic, but still
Yeah,
UK battle rap. Fear not,
yeah.
it's all going to be about UK battle rap. But
Do check it out. It's going to be a goodie.
it's going to be a goodie. But Cammy, again, people need to sub to the channel, right? Cammy GBR.
Yeah, Cammygbr. I'll mention it again briefly. Like I'll put a pinned comment. I never really explained what was going on. Like my auntie's doing a charity because my mother passed away from
Oh,
sepsis.
yes, yeah.
So she's doing a marathon run. It'll be in the comments. If you can pin it, that would be awesome.
Of course I will, bro. Of course I will. No.
Just please do. I think I put it in the last video, the last live stream. Just again, we've reached 1,000, and it just means something to me. Like obviously, Cammygbr, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, totally, I appreciate it. But I'm not even going to ask that. If you feel like you've got even a couple of pounds to throw into that for my auntie, my mother, that would mean so much to me. But no, Tom, I appreciate you. I really do.
My guy, no, it is such fun to have these chats. And again, shout out to you. Yeah, we'll pin that, of course. So this has been our top 50. Go back and watch night one yesterday and check out night two that you're watching live right now, or check it out wherever you want to in the future. But yeah, we will be back in about a week or so to kind of react to what your comments have said and that sort of stuff. But until then, Cam, appreciate your time, my guy. This has been great.
Appreciate you, my guy. Stay safe, and we'll catch you at Membars.
All right, dude. I need to just head off now, but that was fun. I'll just stop the live stream now. But thank you so much, guy. That was